That's your little dog?
You can do it. Wonder Wheel. I don't want to go through life being a Wonder Wheel murderer.
Hey everybody, what's going on? And welcome back to another episode of Collectable Past, where we're going to talk about the toys of the week that we absolutely enjoyed and we wanted to talk about, or maybe ones that we want to just kind of rip into a little bit. But it's always fun here. It's always about toys, and it's always a good time, even if we are tearing some of these things apart. And of course, as always, I'm joined by my co-host, Vinnieart.
Hey everyone, and yeah, Tommy's right. This week I ripped into a McFarlane figure. It was great. You might have seen it short. If not, I'll be showing it tonight.
Awesome. We are also joined by Slasher McSplitter.
Waka, waka, waka.
Someone sounds excited about the new Silver Surfer movie coming out.
Oh, Jesus. Of course, we're also joined by other co-host Trina, Real Horror.
Hello, everybody. Happy to be here.
Hello.
Always a pleasure. Always a pleasure. And we are also joined by our guest today, Lurch. What's going on, Lurch?
Not too much.
Hey.
Been sick lately. Felt good enough to get on here.
Oh man.
That usually happens if you spend too much time on Twitter. They will always make you sick.
Yep.
Yeah.
Them's the facts.
But guys, of course, we're on my channel. We're on Vinnie's channel. We're on Vinnie on X as well. For all the people that are tuning in, remember, go ahead, share out the links out there. Let everybody know we're going because, well, I know for me personally, YouTube can't stand me. I am the most hated guinea pig on YouTube. And unfortunately, Vinnie seems to be on track with that, hanging out with me. So, guys, we do appreciate you stopping in, and we do appreciate you guys sharing this stuff out and let other people know that we're going. And I get ready to have a good time. So real quick, let's say hi to some of the people that popped up in the chat. First one in the house tonight is Toy Mafia. What's going on, Toy Mafia? Good to see you. Chaos Hoy also in the house. What's up, Chaos? We're doing okay here. Matter of fact, Jumper had a vet visit today. There's not the stream to talk about it, but yeah, I'll get into it at some point. Yeah.
Did he start acting sick again?
Well, that's for another stream, another time. Trina also in the house. What's going on, Trina? Oh, wait a minute. You're on the panel. Why am I saying hi to you? Papa Cotton in the house. What's up, man? Hashtag piggy time. Thank you, Papa. Appreciate it. Let's see who else we got down there. Unintelligent Design also in the house. What's going on? Welcome everybody. Get ready for some toy time. Now, I'm going to kick this one off real quick because it's actually something that I promised to start doing a while ago, and I just haven't had a chance because I got to dig through the crates of toys. We all know as big time collectors, when you have a big enough collection, things wind up getting crated and put away because you just may not have enough space to be able to show a lot of that stuff off. And that is the case with one of these. And one of the people on the panel did ask me to go through some of those toys. So we're going to start with a small sampling of them. And we hope that you enjoy this one. It took a while to dig out. Enjoy it, damn it. Welcome back. As we are hanging out with Indy, the archaeological pig. What's up, Indy? And we're getting ready to show off something that's a little bit old school, so we're digging into the past. For this one from Mattel in 1984, we've got Secret Wars Spider-Man. Of course, you know these ones weren't super articulate. He had head turn, he had arm movement, and he had a little bit of leg movement, but it was actually limited because his feet have to be in a certain position for him to actually stand up. See what I mean? There you go. Really difficult to get that one balanced sometimes. He did come with like a lenticular shield that actually had like a hologram thing on it. And then we're going to move on from that one to a 1991 Toy Biz release of Venom. This one had a few more points of articulation with the bending legs.
And of course, legs moving up and the arms that were kind of static, and then a head turn as well. But that was about it for Venom. And then 1992, Toy Biz did this Spider-Man with articulation that was 10 times better than anything we had previously seen. Got the balls in there and the legs, a lot of good movement in this one, and is got the waist turn plus a diaphragm cut. I think this is one of the first figures where we see a full diaphragm cut. Got bend here in the wrist as well as the elbows. Really nice, this one. Joints are a little bit loose on this one, but it's still in halfway decent looking shape. So we got that one right there from 92. Also from 92, we wind up getting another Venom. This one got the bend at the knees, straight hips, no ball joints in that one, no waist turn, bend at the elbow, move at the arm. But he did have this little action where he had a tongue flicking action with the little button that was in the back from 92. Then we move on to 1994. Once again, still Toy Biz. And they got another Venom right here. Same thing as the last one. Knee bend, straight leg movement right here. Nothing fancy, nothing special. Bend at the elbows. But this one actually had, you squeeze the legs, and he had a lift up head eating action on this one. Funny thing is this would be the 30-year anniversary for this figure, and the Spider-Man is 40 years. And last but not least, we have Carnage. Same thing as the last one, the turn right there at the leg, the bend at the knee, bend at the elbows, movement at the upper arm, and a little bit of a head turn, not much. But he had this motion right here where if you turn it, it does a punching action.
Those are great.
Those were great.
Cool.
Yeah,
And-
that first
Yeah,
Venom
I've
is
seen
the
some
one
of
with
those recently.
the first Venom is the one that came with the voice box, right?
Yeah. So that
Yeah,
one came with the voice box. So we did have a couple more. I did have the one that's got the black powder in the back where it's inside
with the
spider.
hole in his chest.
Yes.
Yeah.
With
We had that,
Tommy.
and there was also another one with a big web that came with him. I can't remember if that came with the powder one or whatever, but there was like a big web that came with that Venom as well. And we do have the voice box one.
But Tommy, I noticed something too. Even when you were doing that review and you showed that black suit Spider-Man, when he fell over, that was the pose. He was like in that football pose.
When he melted into the roof next door.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, he went right into
Should
the
have hit him
tar.
with a torch for old time's sake, Tommy. Just melt
Yeah,
it into
yeah.
the table.
That's it. Get a little tar, put it somewhere, and then just put him right on it and start to melt them. And I'll feel
Well,
just
Vinnie,
like
that's
the back of
that's
your-
something that we have and that you don't got. Oh, damn it! What's going on, Soul Assassin? Good to see you. Tongue action. Look out, ladies. What's up?
That was fantastic.
How you doing?
What's up, ETEP?
Hey,
Those were
ETEP.
twos. Whee!
Hey,
Oh
ETEP.
man, yeah, all about bringing out some of the older stuff moving forward. I'm trying to make sure I include these things with every single toy stream that we do from now on, because it is collectible past. It's not just the new stuff. It's supposed to be some of the old stuff as well. And of course, we will at times get into the history of some of these toy lines. And Slasher was one that brought this up a while ago. He was talking about he wanted me to show off some more of the Toy Biz ones that we have. So I figured Vinnie just did a Spider-Man figure last week. Really good, especially since it is the 40th and the 30th anniversary of that, that whole line basically within in that time frame. It'd be a great time to pull out Spider-Man and some of the other symbiotes that
94 was when the Spider-Man cartoon came out, right? That's
wow,
right.
yeah. Holy crap.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
I'm fucking fine. When that voice box Venom came out, there was a big stink about that. Because back before we had liberals that are offended by everything, back in the 80s and 90s, we had the angry church moms. The
Yeah.
angry church moms that used to dissect everything and used to nitpick and watchdog. So that Venom figure was a target of theirs because the two things he says when you press the voice box, he says, "Die, Spider-Man," and the other thing he says is, "I want to eat
like
your
Jews.
brain." And he says, "I want to eat your brain." They were very pissed off about that. They tried to get that thing taken off shelves because of that.
Okay.
Yeah, I was gonna say the whiners have been around since like
Oh,
pretty
yeah,
much
yeah.
the 70s.
But they
when the
used to
old
be
farm
in the
got
form
ruined.
of the PTA.
Yeah, yeah, they were just called something different, but the ideology ruining America goes way back.
Yeah.
Imagine if we had an Uncle Ruckus toy back then that had a voice box. I wonder what they
or
would have done.
or you know how they had like the big Pee Wee Herman doll and the big MC Hammer doll. They should have had a big Andrew Dice Clay doll. You pull the string and he goes on like a 5-minute fucking routine.
Oh, that would have been great.
He would have been better off as a Teddy Ruxpin, in my opinion. 'Cause I think you need a tape for that kind of performance. But guys, I hope you enjoyed that one. I have one more to follow on the heels of that, and then I'm going to hand it over to whoever wants to go next. This is keeping much in line with the old school theme beginning this stream. So here we go, and this is your old school toy time.
From 1973, Lesney products from England. We have Matchbox models of yesteryear, 1934 Riley. Pretty interesting. Yeah, the package is a little bit dinged up. I used to have a whole bunch of these. They're all scattered throughout all the crates, but still have this sucker in its original box. Pretty interesting piece. Another piece that has definitely seen some better days. We have the old Radio Pal. Not exactly a radio flyer, which we did have a couple of those, but they were actually in worse shape than this one. So there you go. Old metal wagons. Always a lot of fun. This is another one. It's no doubt it's from the 70s. As we continue with old school toy time. Oh, look at that. We've got an old Star Wars Stormtrooper blaster. You can see right there, from 1978. This thing has seen better days. It's not in perfect shape anymore. This thing has taken quite a beating. The little folding stock thing is missing. The clip thing on the back at the end broke off, and that's what that sat on. It's supposed to be a little strap, but I do have an original Star Wars Stormtrooper blaster. I'm not sure if it still works or not, because I unfortunately do not have any D batteries. It's just not a common battery size for me to have in the house. I found these ones in a collection of my mother's stuff. 1968 Mickey and Minnie from Applause. These things are just creepy looking.
Nice.
That
Yeah,
was a cool little
Applause
outro.
been around for a long time, haven't they?
Yeah.
They're the ones who made those Marvel PVC figures.
Yep. Back in the day.
Yeah.
Yeah. And like in the 80s and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, the old ones.
That's awesome.
But yeah, a lot of those things I was trying to determine on what I was going to actually film, and when I seen that Star Wars blaster, having a discussion about how my dad used to beat me with that gun, it's a wonder that the folding stock is broken off.
Sorry to laugh at that, but that's like when that's the first memory of your toy. Oh,
Wow.
What's going on, Bad Take Bojan? Also in the house.
Hey, what's
What
up?
is up, Tina? Good to see you.
What's up?
Etep wants to know where the big Pee Wee Herman doll is.
It's in a movie theater, jerking. Oh, no, never mind.
It's Gherkin. I'm not creative. 22. What's going on, buddy? I hope that you're doing well. DJ Ronnie G also in the house. What's up, DJ Ronnie G? I hope you're doing good as well. What's that? Probably could get a good price to repair some of those stuff. Yeah, I'm sure. A lot of them I'm probably not planning on getting rid of. Some of them I may try to see if I can find the rest of the parts, like that Star Wars blaster. I want to see if I can find the rest of the parts. I'm pretty sure I brought them back, and I should be able to put that back together. So, got beat by Stormtrooper. Everything makes sense now.
Yep.
I'm not creative. Thanks for linking in the chat. Appreciate it, guys. Remember, if you got channels or you got somebody that you hope to stop by and check out your channel, go ahead, post your links in the chat on my end. Absolutely, it's allowed. Who's next?
Does anyone else want to go? Do you have anything, anyone?
No, go ahead.
No,
I have
go
a-
ahead, Vinnie.
Whoever.
I have
Whoever.
a
Yeah,
upload, I guess.
I'll pull up the McFarlane one that he snapped at. Hold on.
Okay, you're going.
Where? Yeah, I'll go.
All right.
Is this
Yeah,
the Zaz figure?
This is the what?
The Zaz figure?
No, this was another. This is when I saw it in store, and to appreciate it properly, we got to hear it.
Mhm.
Yeah, here's
This is super cheap shit. You have, again, the Dark Knight Superman. They reused this body, I don't know, 5 times, 6 times already. And now you just, again, another paint job, and you throw a really bad Superman head. This is some piss poor shit. I can't stand when McFarlane does this stuff.
They
It's
have
the
those
worst.
old molds sitting around. They got to do something with them.
Oh yeah, no, yeah.
They can't just throw them away.
No, these guys are assholes. That figure, that original figure is barely a year old, and again, they've already reissued this thing like 5 or 6 different times.
Yeah,
Laziest shit I've ever seen. You know,
it also
McFarlane-
devalues it because you're not making new molds over and over. It's just the same mold being used. So
Yeah,
And
know
I'm
what I mean?
sorry.
It's
I'm sorry. I
collection.
fucking hate crypto. They got to stop throwing crypto into shit. Seriously.
yeah.
Well, but it's cool that they put crypto in with Superman. Like,
It's such a goofy fucking thing. I hate it. I've always hated it.
I know, I agree, but we haven't had Superman with crypto in a long time, and this would be a cool set if this were a different Superman. Like, that body doesn't fit that hairstyle.
Exactly, and that's the point.
I mean, if we're gonna have
too.
crypto back, then can Wonder Woman have an invisible car again in a movie? That would be hilarious.
The
Sure, why
invisible
not?
jet.
The invisible jet.
Yeah,
Yeah,
invisible
like what the
jet, I
fuck
mean-
do they? Are they gonna have they put Batmite in with any Batman figures?
Yeah, right. I'm
That would
sure
be
they
cool.
will. I'm
No,
sure
it wouldn't. Fuck
Listen-
Batmite.
Listen. This is how stupid they are too. Because McFarlane had just released like 2 or 3 vintage style Superman, and one of them actually looked really good, but he had the same super light blue color to him. It kind of bothered me. But if you're gonna put it in with a figure like that, wouldn't you put it with him if you're gonna take crypto? Not this beefed out muscle Michelin man looking. He almost looks fat. It's so stupid.
It looks like it would belong better in a Motu line, quite honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. And I'll be honest, I cannot stand Frank Miller's his running that shit. Everyone crazy over the Dark Knight. No, he had some pretty decent concepts, but that story sucked. I remember the first time I read it as a kid, it sucked. I read it when I was an adult, it sucked. I'm like, let me give it another chance. Did not like it. I thought it was stupid. There's a handful of decent concepts in there, but again, everyone goes crazy over that storyline and Frank Miller. He had a handful of decent drawings. The majority of that book to me sucked. So I don't know. Me, I've never been a big fan of his shit.
E-Tep wanted to weigh in on this figure, and he said, Vinnie has an as from Heels versus Babyface figure. Oddly enough, it looks like a Gamorrean guard with diabetes.
Is it those weird frog-looking things with the big tusks?
Frankie's eating crispy potatoes. Like
Those are the
crunchy.
guards. Jabba the Hutt's guards, the Gamorrean guards.
Yeah.
The ones that look like orcs.
Yeah, didn't
But
they
yeah,
feed one
them
of
putting
them
crypto in
into the
this thing does remind you of how much they've changed the DC superheroes from their classic selves or the way they were for a long time in like the 60s and 70s.
But
and even
Todd,
into the 80s.
he's just bastardizing these lines at this point. There's no rhyme or reason to the figures he's releasing. There's no proper waves anymore. It's just like, I'm gonna take this guy here, and then there's gonna be a Green Lantern from some obscure book from somewhere in the New 52 line. Then I'm gonna have I'll have a cartoon version of Wonder Woman.
I saw on Twitter that he's gonna put out the Spectre figure, but it's not the original Spectre. He's doing the Hal Jordan version of Spectre.
Can I just say something more about this one?
Yeah.
If McFarlane did All-Star Superman style Superman with crypto, this would be a cool like little 2-pack thing. But this beefed out, I can't stand beefed up Superman.
Yeah,
It's just, to me, it doesn't look right.
I agree 100%.
Because he didn't need steroids. He was just natural, like because of his
Yeah.
powers. It wouldn't matter if he
Yeah.
was the skinniest guy in the room. Nothing could hurt him, so he didn't need to actually like be steroid looking. Like he was muscular, but I just mean like it didn't actually matter.
Exactly, and that's
It looks like those fake TikTok weightlifters, the one that juiced up their arms.
Yep.
I gotta say, Trina, you are 200% correct. Like I said, they released
I agree too.
They released 2 or 3 other Superman figures that were more old school style, where even on the back of it, you could see it's more from his like original run. Okay, so he's smaller. There's even like a Superboy type one that you could release. Put the dog with him. Why are you putting it with this guy?
Yeah.
You know, and again, you shouldn't reuse this mold. Get rid of this mold. I'm telling you, 5 or 6 times now they released this piece of shit mold.
Also, how you were going on about beefed up Superman, Trina.
Mm-hmm.
I have a thing against long-haired Superman. I prefer Superman with the short fucking hair.
I totally agree with you there. Yep. I mean, I can understand that they made a figure of long-haired Superman because that did happen in the 90s.
Yeah, I know when he came back.
It's because there was Fabio.
I
forgot there was ever a time where they were drawing him with long hair.
Yeah, I forgot exactly. That's exactly what Luffy God said. Super Fabio with Crypto. And what's going on, Luffy? It's good to see you. Good to see you. Real quick, I wanted to hit this one. ETEP said, so Tommy bought a Geeks and Gamers 2-pack. It came with a 1992 Honda Civic, Jeremy Griggs, Ryan Kettle, and a popcorn bucket. Damn you. Damn you. And Soul Assassin also said the best Batman figure I ever got was the NECA one, the armored version versus the Predator.
I heard that was a really good figure. I think they used the same body that I know the sculptor who did it was the one who did the help me out, the Flash Gordon comic book versions. Yeah. And the Phantom. The body was very similar on the Batman that was in that line.
Yeah, the NECA Phantom figure was pretty cool too.
Yeah. It was he did it like in that same style. He probably like repurposed the mold of the original clay that he had.
Did McFarlane did McFarlane, since he had DC, did he put out the 4 Supermen? You know, Cyborg, Superman, Steel, Superboy, Eradicator.
Steel. I saw Steel recently. I think that's super. I think they've. Yeah. I think they've all been released, but not together. I think they all came out separately, which is really stupid. Wouldn't you put them together in a series?
Or at least put them out in the same, wave of figures.
Yeah. Oh, and Steel, he didn't even do any kind of proper metallic paint job on him. He was like a paint. He was a flat gray color, and it was like a dark gray. It looked terrible, absolutely horrible. I saw it in a comic shop like 2 weeks ago.
How did Cyborg Superman look?
Same
shit. They painted him. Same shit.
I think I saw him a while back. Yeah, I don't remember seeing that one recently, but the ones I know that I've seen for sure, I've seen the Eradicator one and Steel. I believe Superboy came out in one of the earlier waves with the black leather jacket and the sunglasses.
But yeah, like if they don't put those out in a 4-pack, at least put them out in the same wave.
Oh yeah, but again, they just show how stupid they are. And maybe pick an anniversary of that or some shit.
I'm not creative. You might not be seeing on your end because ETEP might be in a.
It might be on my
channel.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's streaming on 2 channels.
And what's up? What's up, Time Prophet?
Hey, how we doing?
What's up, yo?
So that was
if you're watching just on Tommy's side, go over and like Vinnie's side of the stream. It helps.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, please do. Thanks for that reminder. It's crazy how all this stuff is, but yeah, for sure. McFarlane, I don't know. He's really been pissing me off lately. I got like I think 2 figures. I'm gonna end up reviewing. They've been sitting because I haven't had any to review.
When I saw that he's putting out a Spectre figure, and he like the bio on the figure talks about how the Spectre was involved in Crisis on Infinite Earths, but it's the Hal Jordan figure
from Kingdom Come.
No, it's is that when they put the Spectre mantle on Hal Jordan?
Wait. No, I'm wrong. No. Yeah, I'm wrong. You're right. I got the storylines mixed up.
Like he completely screwed up the timeline for the figure.
Oh yeah.
and the description.
Oh yeah, they do it all the time. I've seen McFarlane figures where the back of the package is completely different from the actual figure that's in there. And,
You know what I'm saying? It'd be like putting out a George Clooney Batman figure, and the bio is about the Michael Keaton version.
right,
Like,
or Val Kilmer. Yeah. Yep. I'm telling you, this is what happens when you outsource to China. He went lazy, and he doesn't care. He's just collecting all the monies right now. That guy's so loaded, it's ridiculous. But you think you listen to the fans more? I don't know. Or when you run contests, maybe you wouldn't let people cheat in order to get in the contest. I don't know. There's a lot of different things. I don't like what McFarlane's been doing lately.
Oh yeah, that whole the drawing contest thing. Did he ever address the fact that AI won the contest?
Nope.
Oh man,
I didn't see anything about that. That the guy was being super arrogant too and cursing out people. So like on top of it, he's being super unprofessional. So
well, I can tell you this from our end on the toys, as far as what I'm seeing on the shelves, I am not seeing a lot of McFarlane's at all being restocked anywhere.
same.
Same thing with Hasbro. A lot of Hasbro shelves have been empty, and they've stayed empty. I mean, I've seen a few new things come in here or there, but nowhere near the way that they used to be, because they always used to have those things stocked. Not anymore.
Yep.
Yeah, a lot of it's the other companies that make the DC stuff that I've been seeing, and then the last McFarlane stuff I saw was that like Diablo merchandise that they got the licensing to make for GameStops.
Yeah, he's trying to target stuff. It looks like for specialty shops. And I think that's why he's doing like those gold label things and all that crap, because they know they're pissing off fans and the big retailers because of all the theft that's going on too. Like nobody cares anymore, you know?
Yeah.
Oh God! All right, hold on. I'm gonna have to pull this up. Speaking of really
not yet, Time Prophet, not yet. I didn't have a chance because I was uploading for the past like 4 days for this stream. Once again, thank you very much, CenturyLink. You are such a huge help for everything we do on this Thursday stream. Son of a bitches.
Absolutely.
Not to worry. It will be showing up in the next toy stream. I guarantee you that. Time Prophet has sent me something special for Trina, so I can't wait to unveil that next week.
You can't tell me this is some kind of piss poor cash grab.
Wait, what happened, Tommy?
Does he got gold lipstick on?
His teeth.
That's gold teeth.
It looks like gold lipstick.
It does, doesn't it? This cheap shit. Dude. This is literally we gotta do, we gotta re-release another Batman, because Batman always sells. And then it's just a black mold. So we don't have to pay for anything. And one color, gold. This figure probably cost me, I don't know, $1.29 to make. I will sell it for $25. You know, it's gold label. We're gonna sell it for $30. People will buy it. This
and then
is
they just sit there until people mark them down. Usually, that's the sad thing. That it'll have a new label put on it that says $24.99, and then it will finally move.
Yeah.
Frankie wants to know a gold grill. Is he the Harlem Knight?
It's Flavor Flav as Batman.
Dude,
hey, Happy.
What's up, Happy?
What's up,
Yeah,
Happy?
good to see you, Happy. You don't usually show up here.
Yeah, this is crazy shit, man. You gotta have balls to release crap like this.
The Time Prophet asks, is that Trina in a bat suit? No, I'm the Golden Girl, not the Golden Grill.
Oh, shit. Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, and see, those gold label ones, when they first started coming out with them, they were like the higher quality end as far as what McFarlane was doing. And then like everything just started really just going downhill fast. And I seen it coming with a lot of the Batman 66 line. Those things started off really good. And then as the line progressed, they started getting worse and worse and worse to the point where I was like, I'm not collecting any more of these shits. And now, as far as I know, that line is just canceled because I haven't heard about them doing anything more for it. And the last one they had out was Batgirl, and I thought it looked like shit. Her suit wasn't even the right color.
Yeah, it looked terrible. At GameStop, I forgot to film it. They had a couple more from the 66 line, and they did a weird Joker that almost looks like the animated version of Joker, but like in this 1966 style. And it looked like shit. They look terrible. It wasn't your Cesar Romero Joker because he already done it. But Joker and Batman, they sell no matter what. So they're gonna release another one.
Yeah, but he's not doing anything that no one that already had the Batman license did. I always go on about Kenner. How they fucking 100,000 Batman figures to fight two villains.
Hey, it looks like he keeps topping himself with those, and I think he surpassed the Kenner line with the amount of Batmans that he released. But hold on, putting a pin in it for a second. Remember we had this discussion where McFarlane hates female characters and they don't sell. They don't sell. Well, he's finally releasing a Starfire that looks like it's what you would actually want out of all that stuff.
Yeah, I see a picture of it.
Yeah, but it's a special collector's edition, and we know the collector's edition. Good luck finding them. So that means they made a small number of them. So when you have a halfway decent figure or something that's accurate to the comics that fans actually wanted, now you're going to make them pay on the secondary market if they want this. Do you see how shitty he is and how these corporations work? It's disgusting because she would fly off the shelves.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you know what that's going to do? He's going to say, see, I told you they don't sell very well. And that's just because like he limited availability anyway.
Oh yeah, well you called it.
Yeah,
you
the
nailed
Starfire figure was pretty good.
Yeah,
we
had the same conversations with them when I was working for him, and we gave them the proof. We told them what the comic shops wanted, what the other stores wanted, because they said, how come the female figures are always chase figures? How come there's only one per case or two per case? How come they're not equal in there? And he would say the same bullshit over and over. And you're right. He'll use it to go, see, I don't sell. No, they sell, moron. If you do it right, they're going to sell.
Yep. Yeah. I don't know why he's so afraid of female figures. Like guys love well done female figures.
Maybe he was beat up as a child by a woman.
He's put out plenty of female figures when he first started making these Spawn figures.
Yeah. But again, those figures.
I got the fucking Angela figure. I got a couple other ones in my fucking hallway because I got the Widowmaker. There's another one. I forget the other one. But I have more than a few of the female figures.
And then he started to short them. And it's like the sexier the figures got with the Spawn lines, the smaller the number he would make for some stupid reason. Maybe it was his wife. Maybe it's, I don't know. It sounds like there's other mental issues going on over there. Because it's like, if this is making money and people want it, then why don't you release more of it? Take a look on eBay at some of his hottest selling or the hottest looking female figures that he's done. And all of them are going for a couple of $100 easy. 100 a couple, maybe 300 on some of them. There's an Egyptian one that he released. She's like kneeling down and kind of like her body's almost elongated, you know, because she's like on one knee on a pile of money or treasures and shit. That thing was going, last I saw it, for around $300 because it looked gorgeous. The paint was amazing on it. The detailing on it was incredible. But again, why would we make more of that? It actually sells.
Do you think that he's afraid to do it now because he's afraid of being like canceled by SJWs?
But he is one.
Yeah,
but that's not going to stop SJWs from turning on him.
Right.
They eat their own, bro.
Oh, yeah, of course they do. But like I said, he's also done things that he takes the left side anyway. So it's whatever works for his business. If they're telling him, hey, you got to do X, Y, and Z and avoid this, he might question it for a second, and then he'll be like, okay, well, if that's what everyone's doing, fine, we'll do that.
But you know what? The female figures don't sell. That whole point that he's saying there, that goes against the SJW beliefs.
Well, here, I have a challenge for Todd McFarlane. So here's what I want you to do, Todd. I want you to make the absolute best female figure that you could make. Find like one of the most popular female figures from DC. Make that figure, make it look sexy as hell. And to prove that female figures don't sell, right alongside it, I want you to release Captain Tuna. And let's see which one sells out.
Well, hold on. All right, hold on. You make a good point there. Now, he did release his version of Wonder Woman, his designed Wonder Woman. She had pants, straps.
God.
she looked like a fucking Trick or Treat character. It looked so stupid. And it sat forever in stores. Nobody wanted it. Then he released a gold label version of it because he still had the mold and repainted it and made it look even worse. And then he tries to, female figures don't sell. Wrong. You didn't release the proper classic Wonder Woman figure and her classic look for everyone. What he did was he did like a special gold label or a special collector's edition one, and apparently it came out a while ago and no one could find it.
Yeah,
ridiculous. This guy is. I'm convinced he's retarded.
Soul Assassin thought the Mohawk Wonder Woman looked like ass.
Yeah, it was awful. Like all of those. All of those Wonder Woman variants. Like there was one. There's that Mohawk one. Then there was one with her in like full armor. And it was like it was silver, I think. And they were just awful. It's like people just want to see like normal Wonder Woman.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
Give us the classic one. Oh, and then his production samples were different from the actual figure. With the production samples that they released of that Wonder Woman that was supposed to be like a collector's edition, which looked good. When people got it, the neck was too short. So I don't know what the hell they're doing, but there's no quality control because he outsourced to China. And you could tell with all these figures.
Yeah, a Linda Carter figure would be kind of cool.
That would be, I'm sure Time Profit, if they made one and they made it right and made her look good, I'm sure that thing would sell the hell out.
That's what I mean. If they went all out with the mold on detail, design the mold with a CGI model that's just over the top.
Hire real artists really good to work on it.
Exactly.
Why did they put Batmite with the fucking 1966? Why is Batmite there?
Well, that's why I wanted to show you that because you asked. So yeah, they definitely did release one.
Fuck Batmite.
Yep, and look how stupid this Joker is too, with the oversized head and everything.
That looks like the Super Friends Joker.
Yeah, it looks terrible. This whole thing looks. And then you have the. I'm assuming that is that Alfred or Commissioner Gordon.
I think that's Alfred.
No. I'm pretty sure that's Commissioner Gordon.
Yeah,
Gordon didn't have glasses on the show. Gordon didn't have glasses.
Hire somebody like you to do the 2D concept and then hire a sculptor.
On the show, Gordon didn't have glasses.
I don't know what this line. This is just like another bastardized line.
Fucking Pink Riddler.
Yeah, just to redo these molds and shit.
And look at the stupid face on that Riddler too. Like, what the hell is that?
They look horrible.
Yeah,
So there you go. There's Todd's,
if those end up at Ollie's, you should grab some though, Tommy. I don't know if they're cheap.
To shoot them.
Yeah, exactly. That's kind of what I was saying. Because he was doing that already with some of that dollar store stuff where he was seeing how it held up to a BB gun or whatever.
Yeah.
Good God. Is that price real?
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, that's Prime
that's
Studio.
What you would expect.
Yeah.
For something that well done.
Yeah.
That's kind of what I was getting at.
Look
Prime
at that.
Studio. Yeah, their quality is like through the roof.
Exactly. Actually looks good.
Yep, 1/3 scale.
And that price is a month's rent in certain places.
Yeah, if you can find rent that cheap, yeah, God bless. It's getting ridiculous out there.
But yeah, and there are others like they did good with her. But yeah, I think the lowest that I've seen Linda Carter as Wonder Woman is around 100.
Okay.
So yeah, people definitely like that version. I mean, well, she was the original. Well, was she I think there was a blonde Wonder Woman first, wasn't there?
There was, but like I don't know if they were blonde. I think it was black and white though, so I don't know.
I thought there was a blonde Wonder Woman.
I just mean there was a show before the Linda Carter stuff. It's just that became the iconic one. It's like the that Linda Carter one is the one that everybody thinks of with like when you think of Wonder Woman on screen, you know, before the new what's her name?
Gal Gadot.
Gal Gadot, yeah.
Yep. Yeah. Pretty much two iconic ones, yeah.
Yeah.
You know, but like I said, they keep screwing up. I also saw that he did he's going back to his the music line figures, and now he's calling them Music Maniacs, and they look like melty figures. Like you just literally had a torch to them or something and just melted them a little bit. Look how horrible this Ozzy Osbourne looks. That looks like shit. Dude, I don't know what crack this guy's smoking.
I'd like a better close up of his face, but yeah, that doesn't impress me very much.
Nope. These are awful. And the classic Todd, a guy in a suit doesn't sell. Okay, so make a guy in a suit.
So a few people did chime in. Time Prophet. There was a woman before Linda Carter, but she wore an all-in-one suit. Happy Dinosaur also said there was a blonde Wonder Woman TV movie as a test pilot that got retooled into Linda Carter.
Okay, that must be what I'm thinking of, because I've seen photos and stuff, and I was just trying to look it up, and it was coming up with the Linda Carter stuff. I'm like, well, yeah, I know that she's like the first one as far as most people know, but I just meant factually, because even Adam West isn't the first real person to dress up as Batman.
Right,
There were like black and white adaptations, but they
the
weren't
1940s part of the series that they used to have out in the movie theaters. Yeah. Time Prophet also says that Kathy Lee Crosby was the Wonder Woman before Linda Carter.
Okay.
And Ozzy looks better than the real thing. But this is going back to what we were talking about last week with somebody like the Zaz figure, where there was no definition whatsoever to the outfit. It just looked like Vinnie just said, like melted plastic. There's no definition to it whatsoever. Mm-hmm. And they can absolutely do these definitions, line work and everything else on these figures and still make it semi-affordable. There are plenty of companies that have proven that it can be done. These guys are just getting cheap. They're cutting corners. And they're just trying to save money. They're paying maybe about $2 or $3 to have these damn figures made, and then they're jacking them up to $34 or more at retail. It's absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah.
Find some ridiculously good sculptors, and they can probably make the negative for what becomes the mold.
Yeah. Well, this is the problem with all that stuff too, because he didn't want to pay people. He didn't want to give them proper credit. And his original the studio that we were making all these, the design studio, you had other people who were stealing money and doing horrible things or nefarious things. So again, that he moved everything out to Tempe, and then he started outsourcing, and they used the technology. What's going on? They thought it was going to be the real scan technology is what he was going to primarily use. Nope, he went even the cheaper route.
Super 7 stuff often looks good, Soul Assassin, but I was pretty bummed at how bad they did on like that G.I. Joe line, at least on that Cobra Commander. I haven't bought any of the others, but that quality control stuff was really irritating. Because they do look good.
It wasn't even just the quality control. I mean, the manufacturing and like making a gun with no handle on it whatsoever. Like, how does that even?
Like, why didn't that have its own hand that was already like pre-molded or grafted to it?
Exactly.
That went in as a port. Because I did actually go back, and that gun is from the intro from some of the episodes. So it just shows like I think it's Duke or Hawk that punches him through a window while he's holding it. But anyway, I looked, and it doesn't have a handle on it truly in the art. So I get why they did that, but they're such morons because all it can do is be propped up next to him.
Yeah. Now here's another point that I want to make, and I'm glad that this person pulled it up. So this is the brand new. This is 2024. The brand new Alice Cooper with the weird T-joint that you see in toys from the fucking 70s. Explain this to me. Melty pants, melty legs, horrible design, and this is the one that they did in 2000.
I like that one.
Yeah,
that one looks pretty good.
And why?
Does look a lot like him.
Because you could tell someone actually sculpted this. This wasn't China just playing around with cheap things and leftover parts. This is someone who actually sculpted it and designed it properly, as opposed to this lump of shit.
Those ones, the Music Maniacs, they look like just like statues.
Yeah, well, the original ones, they were kind of fixed poses with some limited, posability, but that's all right. That's what it was supposed to be. The whole thing was like almost like the experience off of the stage. You wanted to recreate that basically, and have a cool little representation of that. I don't know what this is supposed to be, because I'd be embarrassed to put this on a shelf.
Yeah, that's not good.
It's terrible. And that's what I mean. The quality went to shit because how much money he's making. And it's like, we'll keep outsourcing. Screw it. Yeah. Why should we help artists? You know.
You know
And
what?
That's what you're
But yeah,
Soul
that does
Assassin,
look more like those figures or the
that
statues
would
that
be
they make.
better. And you know what? And
Yeah.
that's the thing about the Toonie Terrors. Even with the limitations that they have with that, because they're trying to make them look animated, they wind up having more detail than those figures right there by McFarlane.
100%.
Yep.
I agree 100%. Those Toonie Terrors, they look like fun because they're a specific style. What style was that Ozzy Osbourne and Alice Cooper? They just look like shit.
There was no style really. They just look like generic statues.
Melted wax.
Yeah.
That's the style.
Basically, and the cheapest
Heated
articulation you
wax.
could possibly put.
Frankie wants to know why Alice Cooper was wearing a thimble in his head, and he also wanted to know, did Rick Astley make Music Maniacs line?
Dude, I'm speechless at this shit.
I wouldn't trust anybody to make a figure of me, Time Prophet. Seen Def Leppard?
That's
Awesome.
cool.
That must have been fun.
Yeah.
You know, they could save on making the drummer from Def Leppard. You know?
Oh my god.
1/4 less plastic has to be used.
He's not wrong.
Ukraine hot date.
Oh man.
Jesus. Did anybody else have anything that they wanted to show up before I get back into the other stuff that I have?
I got nothing.
Got nothing. Anybody going once?
No, I was
Go
gonna
for
say I could show something, I guess.
Yeah, sure. Go
Oh,
ahead.
if you got something, you go for it.
Yeah, may as well.
Yeah, because
Crappy
mine are
quality.
both a little bit long.
Whenever it starts playing, there it goes.
If you got it, flaunt it.
Yeah.
This is that
Just to find
figure
a
I
looking
picked
box
up.
that was actually
She didn't
a
say
little
whip
bit
it out.
marked down. This one was like $30, which for NECA is actually pretty cheap. And next to a bunch of $50 stuff, but yeah, it's the black and white issue version of the last Ronin, so I thought it was pretty cool. So there
Nice.
he is once you get him out of the box.
Yeah, I
He's
thought
got
it was
his
really cool,
alternative head,
especially since it
one
wasn't
of everybody's weapon.
like fully marked up. It was like $30. So
Yeah, that's not bad. Did you get this at
The
Best Buy?
shurikens,
no, I
the
actually found this
weird claw weapon, I
in
forget
a
what
section
this
at
thing's
Walmart,
called.
and I didn't know they had any NECA stuff.
his
I've gone
various
there looking for
hands.
NECA many times, and then
Oh,
yeah, it's
NECA,
like
you got to
Zoe
go
Bomb
over
or,
by the records and CDs.
Yep.
Target does
dust,
the same
or not
thing,
dust, but like a
Yeah.
but they
sound
usually
grenade
hide
or
it in
something.
one of the end cap files.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Like
Pretty cool.
Target does the same thing. It isn't around the main toys
So
but the
there's
Target
everything that
near
it
me
comes
actually
with.
has a large NECA section, whereas Walmart it was
Various
just
hands.
this tiny little
So yeah, he's got
little area next to the
the like
records and stuff.
pinching hands.
Yeah.
Because this is basically just the armored, but
Yeah, I just thought it was really cool because it was black and white,
white.
like the black and white issue.
Yeah, this
again,
kinda
sorry, I'm
works.
pretty sick.
Mhm.
I like this a
Yeah, I
lot
thought it was
better in the
cool.
red
hood was
washed out
detachable
version
and
they
not
did.
part of one
Yeah.
particular
Oh,
head.
But
Yeah,
I agree.
like I was telling
They
you
didn't
before,
have
I
the
already have the
colored
colored
version.
version,
Yeah,
so
so
I
the
would have
grenade
no
thing's
need for a
hilarious.
black and white version too.
yeah, exactly. That's kind of why I laughed when you said that because
The
it made
glasses,
perfect
thought
sense.
these were
It's
great.
literally the same thing. It's just in a
But yeah,
different
you can put
color.
them on either or head.
But yeah, they didn't
and then
have
you
the
usually have to
colored
use
armored
this
version.
one of
They
the
had that
backs for the
the
headband
Phantom and
secure
Casey
it
Jones
really well
crossover thing.
made. It's got some heft to it. I was pretty surprised by it.
They had a bunch of, and then they had like the Foot Soldiers, like 4-pack or 5-pack from NECA,
See if the camera will focus.
which I thought was cool. But that was
See
like
that,
$55.
Sear of material that's left there.
Yeah, that was the only mess up. It kind of bummed me out a little bit. Other than that, it's
But
like
yeah.
awesome.
So the other ones don't have it.
They just left a little bit of material there when they cut it from the mold.
Oh,
And
yeah,
you
yeah.
can just
Yeah, you get an
bring that
exacto
down
though,
with a
since it's
file.
molded all
Yeah,
in white.
that's
It's
that's
just
what I was
plastic.
saying. Is you can just either file it down or
I've
cut it
been
with an
doing a bunch of
exacto.
hand filing on that sword, which it's almost.
It might
finished.
actually
the
help
next part of
holding the
that
thing.
video. The sword will be finished in it.
Yeah,
It's
it
not gonna
might.
be like
I
the other
noticed his
parts where
pinching
it
hands hold
doesn't
these
get
really
finished.
well. Tommy
Well,
actually
that's
showed
good.
that in his video with the armored
Yeah.
version that was colored.
nice.
Yeah, the bow is pretty cool.
Bow staff. But I'm also sick, and I was sicker when I recorded this. So
Or bow
sorry for my
staff.
lack
Yeah,
of
no worries.
enthusiasm.
It's a quarter staff if you're a European.
It's a good
It's the
set.
same thing. It's just
Yeah,
not
it's
called
really
bow
cool.
staff. That's what the samurai call it. Samurai
I
and
kind
knight are
of
practically
go
the same
on
thing.
about some stupid stuff.
The only weapon in karate. This is it. Like the other martial arts may have their own weapons or whatever, but
Always found it funny.
karate means
That's the
empty
only
hand,
weapon
and
in
yet
karate.
this is the only weapon that Okinawan karate or real karate actually has. is the Sai.
Like, not saying the other
This is
weapons
an
aren't real; they just
agricultural
belong
tool.
to different arts.
Yep.
They're European versions too,
Yeah.
just not this particular one. This
Thought
one is
that thing was really
distinctly
cool,
Asian.
but for some dumb reason, I went on a rant about what the real ones were for.
Europeans mostly just use the two-handed flails, but what these are for
I could
beating
see
grain
Tommy
through
doing
a
that too.
mesh filter. So you put down a
Doing
sheet
what?
of mesh, you put down the
Yeah, a lot of people
the
don't know the
hay or
origins
whatever
of
grain
flails.
you're
The
trying
military
to,
flails were made because peasants tried to attack them and
harvest, and you
successfully
just
did with things
beat
like
it with
that,
this
where
thing.
you're just beating them with your
They're
agricultural
big
flail.
two-handed versions. It's where the military flails come from, even in Europe. Peasants having to makeshift weapons.
And
I
see,
thought
this
the
is the one
baton was
thing
pretty
that did
cool.
irritate me about
The sheath and the sword
armored
actually do
version
go
and the
together,
unarmored.
but it doesn't seem
Is
like
they
you
only
can
give
have
one of
the
those
sheath
special
on his
tonfa, and if you ever read the story, you
belt or
understand
anything,
why
but
those tonfa are
I may
actually
just need to use some
special.
heat.
And he has a pair of them. And the fact that they never included a pair since they were his main fighting weapons just drove me nuts.
Yeah. I thought it was interesting that they just gave him one of each. Like, he's taken one weapon from all of his brothers and then has his own.
Well, literally in the book, he does. So
yeah.
Well, I like this. Wow, he's.
I think it's
cool.
awesome. I was really impressed with it.
Yeah.
And yeah, I saw Tommy's reviews of them, and I thought they were awesome just on the camera. Once I actually got a hold of this thing, though, it's got actual heft because I was expecting it to kind of feel hollow or light. It actually doesn't.
And that was one of the things that NECA does do right on a lot of their figures. And I know there's been I've had one bad one, so that was the Santa Stripe. But all the other ones I've gotten have been pretty solid. And the last few ones that I get, one that I'm going to be showing a little bit later, very hefty feeling figures, like very.
He can actually hold that grenade in those fingers. That's actually in there. It's pretty cool because a lot of times figures don't hold little things like that. They just include them, like that rifle.
Yep. Oh man.
But yeah, and then I held up this other hand because the other way you can get him to hold it is it can just sit there, but that you'll probably lose it if you do that.
Well, I tell you what, you know what this works with? Because they've done a few of these figures in black and white. So I have the Usagi Yojimbo in black and white with that same cell shading like in a comic book. And this figure would work really well in a lineup next to him. And they've done a few of the other ones like this as well, where they're all black and white. So, I mean, if you were going the black and white version with these things, picking up ones like this that are really solid molds, if you like the black and white style, that there's nothing wrong with it. I mean, this was a very good mold.
Yeah, I thought they looked really cool.
Yeah, he's a beautiful figure. Yeah, because the one I have was the, I guess the battle damage one where he's shirtless. That was a beautiful figure, man.
Yeah,
solid.
the unarmored.
Yeah. And that one was just as cool. I didn't see that one there in black and white, or I might have tried to grab that one if it was also marked down a little bit.
That was cool, though.
Yeah, I just was really happy to find it and not have to pay full price because I looked it up. If you try to find this thing online and have it shipped to you, they want like $60.
All right. Anybody see this one online? Anyone see this one?
Oh no, I haven't.
Business suit Casey Jones.
Oh my god.
And that foot soldier that's split down the middle.
That's great.
Does NECA have somebody from McFarlane working for him now?
Guys in suits don't sell. We'll do a 2-pack. Sorry.
I kind of like it.
Yeah, it's funny. It's pretty cool though. If you're gonna go gimmicky, you go all the way and have the battle damage foot soldier.
I'll tell you what, the one thing I hated about the cartoon, and I got one 2-pack that the wife had picked up for me and gave me for Christmas or something. And it was the one where the foot soldier split down the middle and his lower half and upper half are held together by a bendy wire. And coming out of the package, the bendy wire was already partially snapped.
Yep.
I was like, whoa, what a piece of shit, man. That thing went right back. And then she was like, I take it you don't want any more from that line for any future holidays or birthdays. I said, no, never want to see them again.
It always sucks when somebody tries to get you a gift and it doesn't work out.
Yeah.
At least this one doesn't look like it's, he
ain't gonna fall apart on you.
Yeah.
What it is oftentimes is they don't use a heavy enough gauge of wire.
Yeah,
so they'll use a bendy wire and they'll use a really thin bendy wire, which Those snap a lot faster.
Let's see what it goes for on eBay. $106.
Wow.
Jeez.
Yeah.
And that just got released?
I'm okay.
Yeah.
I'm okay.
But was that a specific episode that he had a business suit on?
Yeah, there was a picture of it. There was a picture of him on. I think he was on the news.
That's funny.
Like in the studio.
Yeah. He got all dolled up.
I ain't gonna pay no $106.
No.
Yeah, I mean that's the problem. If these things are kind of limited and released too, of course you're always going to get the scalpers, and that's like a collector.
See, the solution is to become the scalper. Buy it right when it comes out and
I would
mark
never
up.
want to be that. No, I'd never do that. I've bought things and I've sold things. Now, if I happen to get a higher price than what I bought it for, it's not that I marked it up that high. I got lucky like that with my Studio Series 86 Grimlock because I had an extra. So when I sold that, I was expecting to get X amount of dollars. I was thinking I'll probably get this, and it's going to be over what I paid for. And that's
usually 80 to 100.
It wound up more than quadrupling the cost of what I paid for it, and I was just like in shock. I was like, "Wow, I didn't expect that," but I didn't mark it up to get that much either.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, and sometimes I think that it really just has risen, and then other ones are literally just scalpers, like you're saying, where they bought it all, so they now get to set the price.
Well, they did that to me with the Speedia 500 collection with the Cosmos figure. It was a Walmart exclusive. The scalpers went out and they pre-ordered them to death until there was literally nothing to even see on the shelves. Yep. And then that day, after they got them, they had them up on eBay and other stores for over $80 a figure. And we're talking about a figure that was $24.95. It was $25. They had it marked up to $80, and it was the only way you could get it because they weren't available on Hasbro Pulse. They weren't available on Walmart. They just,
they
ridiculous.
bought them all.
It sucks.
And I will say, sometimes Hasbro sees that shit happen, and they will re-release those figures again. Hopefully, they re-release that figure because it looked like it was a really nice figure, and I always wanted a really nice articulated Cosmos figure, but. We'll see.
Yeah, and if they quietly release them too, it can help because then the scalpers aren't alerted to go back and buy the next batch. Like if they just quietly get more on the shelves.
Yeah.
Those scalpers are the worst.
So I'm going to break in with a toy break on this one. Trina probably interested in this one. And no doubt that she'll be interested in the toy review that follows up right behind the toy break. So guys, let's see what I broke out for a toy break this week.
Guys, we are hanging out with Stripe, the Horika Pig. Oh, Stripers. And we are getting ready for a toy break right here. So what did we pick up this time? This time we got ourselves a mystery box. We got Chucky, Tremors, Halloween 2, They Live, Horror Classic, Series 2 blind box. So we're going to have to open this one up and see what we got. Go. Inside, you got a nice little bloody crate. Let's open her up. Oh, yeah, we got the They Live Alien. Now, the crate has a few more things in it. We'll get in that in a second. You actually put the top back on the crate. And he's got two peg holes right here that you're supposed to be able to put the figure on. Let's see if he actually makes it onto the peg holes. And yes, he does. And there you go with They Live Alien. So he comes with this little, almost like a photo of him. Smalls Horror Classic Stripe, I see you. A little sticker. And then, of course, you get the checklist. Now, I miss these things from back in the day when everything had a checklist. But there goes the checklist of everything for Series 2. Pretty neat. I dig this. I think I might have to pick up a few more of these. Just hope that I don't get ones that I don't want. Chucky. Anyway, guys, be sure to let Stripe know what you thought about this toy break.
Very cool.
those
You
are
got the They Live alien. That's awesome.
And that's kind of the one I was hoping to get, quite honestly. It's not that I have anything about getting Michael Myers and even the Tremors one to a degree, but I sure as hell didn't want Chucky. I am not a fan of Chucky, never have been. I got something that I was actually looking for. It would have been even better if I'd gotten the mystery chase version of him, which I think is like a silverish color, or maybe even a black and white version. But
Nice.
I found out after the fact on the bottom of the crate, they actually have the name of the movie listed. But unfortunately, I went to a store and I was looking at the blinds. You cannot see that whatsoever unless maybe you take a razor blade with you and cut the section of it open, or figure out the serial numbers, because I know a lot of people do that with the blind boxes. They figure out what the serial number actually contains what figure. So
Isn't that what you got when you were up here and we went to the store? You got that Sonic figure for your daughter. That was one of those blind.
Yes.
Blind box, or that was in like some sort of like tin, wasn't it?
Yes, it was.
Yeah.
Yes, it was.
Did you find those at Target?
Yes, I did.
All right, cool. I'm gonna keep my eyes open.
Nice.
Yeah, they're pretty cool. I like those little things, especially when they're decent looking. I thought that one was pretty decent looking. So
Yeah, you look good.
But
Yeah, if you end up like stuck with a Chucky one, I'll take that for you.
Okay. Well, I mean, the next time I have a care package, if I do wind up with one, I'll send it your way, because
Awesome.
no what. I don't need it. I don't need those little dolls that it was stolen from in the 80s.
My body and me.
So that one, obviously going horror related, that is going to be my next topic, my next toy topic. And this one, it came out a while ago, but I wound up getting it for my anniversary. I did announce that I would be doing a video on this one. So here we go with some more horror fun.
Welcome back. As we're hanging out with Stripe, the horror icon pig. Best hair on YouTube, Stripe. Stripe's getting his nom on as we were getting ready to look at our next horror-related figure. This one technically could be superhero too, but Stripe is getting the tap on this one as we were getting ready to look at something from NECA. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, crossover with Universal Monsters. We've got Raphael as Frankenstein's monster ultimate action figure. This one looks pretty cool. This one came out quite some time ago. The new one is already out as Raphael as the Wolfman. But I got this one for my anniversary, and we are finally getting around to checking this one out. This looks pretty damn cool. There's a look at it inside the packaging before we open it up. So let's go ahead and get this one out and take a look at it.
He's alive! Alive! Shut up!
So here we go with Raphael as Frankenstein's monster right out of the box. One thing I will note about this one is if we get close up on him, all the amazing detail that is sitting in this figure, like just in the face alone, all the little staples, the stitches, there's all kinds of like little mole marks and everything on the side of his head. I don't know how much this is going to capture of it, but this is really amazing. The little dial that he has, the little pressure gauge that he has sitting right there, it's all cracked, it's all busted up looking. The chain that's around his waist, and it's got like this rusted look to it too, and that is a real chain. All the stitching in the pants, the bolts down at the bottom of the ankles. A sewer grate bolted onto his back on his cracked shell, and another pressure gauge right there. Again, another pressure gauge that's got cracks in it. It's got like, you know, stains and everything else, like in the hoses and the wires coming out of it, coming back up to him. Like really amazing stuff. Like even in the arms, all the little stitching that he has in the arms and hands. He's even got like a plate on this one bolted up to the arm. Really cool looking stuff. So let's check him out with some extras and of course see what kind of articulation he has.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
Yeah, that thing looked awesome.
Yeah, of course, I got the second part, but I wanted to just talk about all the detail on that thing. Go ahead, Trina. I know you wanna get on that.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, what a awesome looking thing. I'm not even a TMNT fan. I just not because I don't like them. I just never got into them. But I almost want to get those just because of how good that looks.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, that's impressive. Really.
Yeah, they look really good.
Very.
It was all the little finer details that really blew me away. Like, you know, when I seen this thing in the store and I thought it looked pretty cool. And I was like, I don't know. Then, like I said, my wife got it for me. I already had the Leonardo as the creature from the Black Lagoon. Then she got me this one. So as a collector, once you go past one and you get into two, that's when you get into the range that you've got to get more because you just can't help it at that point. So that's where I'm stuck now. I'm looking for more of them. Now, I did see the Wolfman, and I'm eyeballing that one, but I'd like to get the Mummy, the Michelangelo Mummy, and I know that's been floating around for a little bit cheaper price in the Donatello.
I've been looking for the Michelangelo Mummy one.
But
all
reviewed
that one.
All the finer details all the way around this entire figure once you get it in your hand. Like I was saying, like there's little moles and like almost stuff that looks like moss growing on the side of his head and everything, like his from he was underwater, like all those little details that they add into the figure. It's just absolutely outstanding.
Yeah.
I really was absolutely blown away by that.
Yeah, I saw the Leonardo the other day. I wanted him so badly, but I was already tapped out this month, so I'm like, shit, I had to put him back. Best Buy had them, so check your areas. Maybe they got them. But next time I go in there, if I got the funds for it, I'll end up getting them.
Yeah, text me and let me know what you're looking for, and I'll keep my eyes out too.
Yeah. Well, like I said, money was tight. That's why I didn't get them. But yeah, seeing the Leonardo in hand, I was like, son of a bitch, this looked good. Frankie's like, yeah, man, you gotta get this. I'm like, I can't right now.
I'm telling you, man, I was absolutely impressed with that one too. I could care less for the Hunchback version, but the creature one, yeah.
Yeah, these two are incredible. And I passed on this Raphael a couple of times when he first came out. I told you, didn't I? I'm like, he looks really good. I wasn't getting these mashup ones, but he looked really good. This just confirmed it. Yeah, that's a beautiful.
I'm sorry, Lurch. Did you have anything else you were going to add to that?
Oh, I was just going to say this kind of is a testament to what we were talking about how if you have a decent sculpt and a good mold, they can be really detailed. Because we were talking about those magician figures earlier.
Yeah.
Yeah. By the way,
absolutely, and this is not a mold that they're reusing for anything else. NECA's doing it. Why can't the other companies?
Exactly. And you want to know? And I'm telling you
that's
right now,
pretty exclusive. When you make a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle into a Universal monster, you're not really going to reuse that mold.
Yeah, there's no reuse. If anything, maybe a weapon or something. But that's literally, again, NECA. The artists who are working there are former McFarlane employees. So that's why that same quality is there, because they always loved that type of stuff and what we were doing. That's why you can see the quality is still in NECA's favor, and it's going to keep going up because those people, they'll do both. They'll have some that they'll do on the computer. They'll have some that they're really sculpted pieces. They use clay. Awesome. Still, yeah. So I mean, and you can tell the difference.
Awesome. So I know Chaos Hoy was asking. What's it rated? We didn't get to that part yet. We're going to get to it right now. So here goes the second half. We're going to show off the rest of Raphael with all his articulation and the accessories. Now, he does not come with a ton of accessories, but quite honestly, I don't think this one needed. Here we go.
Here we go with Raphael as Frankenstein's monster with two of his extra close fists. You can see that there's actually really good pivots in the wrist. On both wrists, they actually pivot in both directions, which is really cool. Usually they only either pivot inwards or maybe up and down if it's a shooting arm. But no, these pivot in both directions, really cool. Of course, the turn there at the rest, he's got a nice turn at the forearm at the end of the elbow, as well as a double jointed elbow. It is a little bit restricted because of the elbow pads. He's got decent movement up in the shoulders. It moves up a decent amount. Yeah, you kind of watch the wires that are on the back where you can actually pull them. He does have a turn at the bolt portion of his neck and at the top of the head as well, with a nice ball on the end of that, so you can kind of get his head tilted in a couple different angles. There is absolutely no waist turn. Double jointed knees. Once again, the knee pads on this one do restrict it ever so slightly, but really good pivot and rock down at the feet. And I will say that this is a very bulky figure, so once again, when the bulky figures have this much movement in, I'm actually kind of astounded by that.
Oh, so you want to do this for real?
Here we go with Raphael's Frankenstein's monster with his last two hands so he can grip those lightning bolt-esque size that he comes with. Really, really nice figure overall. I will say, because it is a big blocky figure, of course, with the blocky figures, you're always going to lose a little bit of articulation, but there is still quite a bit in this one. It also has a big metal loops in the front where you can put both of his bolt size in the front. You do kind of play with the chain a little bit to move that out of the way so you can slide them down in there, but they fit. Now, even though this one doesn't have perfect articulation, I think it can be overlooked with all the detail that was put into this figure. The way this figure feels very solid in the hands. It feels like a well-made figure. Because of that, I can give this one a very solid 9 out of 10. Anyway, guys, that is all we have on this one. Another addition to that ever-growing TMNT Universal Monster Collection. Guys, be sure to let Stripe, the horror icon pig, know what you thought about this one.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, heroes in a half shell.
Turtle power.
There it is. Somebody has to say it, or poor Papa's going to lose his mind in the chat.
Dude,
Wrong flasher, but I would have said it if he didn't.
That figure is amazing.
Yeah,
I
I
am
like
so
his
impressed.
I like his square boots. It's funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
It-
great.
I love those lightning bolt size.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was going to say, furthermore, did you notice that the upward swept crossguard was meant to look like top loads on electrodes?
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
I
You
did.
know, the electricity that brought him back to life in the old settings
Yep.
with the electrodes.
It's just so impressive to me. I can't get over it.
It is.
So these were guys, Vinnie, you're saying the NECA guys were the ones who were doing like the good era of McFarlane, like the
I work with most
early 2000s era, right?
Yeah, all around that time. I most of those packages, the packaging when you see who worked on it, I know like maybe 90 to 100% of the people that are on there.
Oh, cool.
There might be one name that I don't recognize or two names, but yeah, from the paint department guys to who's sculpting it. And,
because that era they gave a fuck about details. Not everything was articulated well, and not everything could stand up well, but it sure looked good.
Oh, absolutely. Well, that's the thing. The reasons why stuff why they broke and stuff, that's more of like the cheap plastics that they were using, or that McFarlane didn't want certain things a certain way, so we'd have to go another route. And it's like, oh my God, like we could have had a perfect figure here, but he didn't want to do this type of articulation. He didn't want this. He didn't want that. So we were always kind of fighting him on stuff. When I was there, our crew, we got him to do more articulated figures, but some of the stuff we wanted to do, like some shit, they dropped the ball on because the guys who were involved, they were trying to go too over the top, trying to reinvent the wheel, and you're not supposed to do it. Like, for example, there's that medieval Spawn. His shoulders, he should have had regular ball jointed shoulders. That's what he was sculpted to have. And one of the guys who was working on the articulation, he cut into the actual clay and removed out sections and did a weird hinging, looped over double hinge joint thing. And it's like, what the hell?
Wait. Are you talking about this one? Hang on a second. The original one?
It was the medieval Viking line.
Oh, okay.
Spawn, whatever. He had a big battle axe.
Okay. Not the OG one.
No, not that one. No.
Okay.
That's regular medieval Spawn.
Yeah, this is the very first.
Yeah.
The first line. This is like
Yeah.
the '94 line.
Yeah, that's the Four Horsemen, the ones who ended up doing the Mattel He-Man stuff. They worked in those original ones. The one I'm talking about and that I was involved in was the Viking Dark Age. I was some stupid
Oh
title.
yeah. I had
Yeah.
one of those at one point. I think
Yeah, I designed all of those and the variants that made it to KB, where they had the alternate heads and different paint jobs. But yeah, they screwed up the articulation on a couple of those figures because they thought that they could reinvent the wheel. I'm like, what are you doing? Like, ball jointed shoulders are fine. If you want to do butterfly joints, that'd be cool. But a guy was retarded who did it.
because that Spawn, that medieval Spawn, his cape, because like McFarlane always had plastic or rubber capes.
Yeah.
And this one, I don't like I love that figure.
Mhm.
That's the very first McFarlane figure I ever owned. The fucking the shoulders. It's the shoulder pads with a peg, and there's a loop. There's like a plastic
snaps
molded
onto
loop.
it.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, I remember. I had all those too. Yeah. When I left, that's the one professional thing I didn't do when I left. I chopped off the fingers on some of those spawns, or it was just the middle finger that was up in the air.
See, if you really wanted to get him, you should have stole the cans of tuna out of his office.
But it wasn't so much for Todd. It was for the dickheads who were running the studio, because those guys ran it into the ground.
No, then you should have ran around and kicked them all in the balls before you left.
Oh shit! Maybe one day I'll give a full breakdown of. We'll do a whole toy stream just on the McFarlane experience.
Did you want to go again, Vinnie, or?
Yeah, I could. It connects to the older stuff. Well, the stuff from last week. I just continued some of the Marvel stuff. Let me share screen. Here is the 97 Wolverine, X-Men 97 Wolverine. I said, let me just jump into this guy. And I wasn't expecting it to be that long of a review, but this guy really impressed me. I was not expecting this figure to be as good as he was, because I figured like a lot of it was like they just kind of tweaked the original molds of a couple other pretty good Wolverines they had, but they kind of upped it even more so than that. So I mean, we've all seen him in packaging already, so I'll just jump a little bit. But the face sculpt on the unmasked version, holy crap, they did a really excellent job on that. And I have a feeling they might reuse that face, because the hair is separate. Like that's something new that they're doing now with most of their figures. So in order, I guess, not to do paint, if they just mold like the hair by itself solid, it's kind of a good trick. But that means you could also, you could reuse parts of it. So if they want to have a more detailed sculpted hair on, but keep that face for another line or another wave, it would work, because the expression's pretty good. It's very Logan. But yeah, he's very nice. He's like first impressions out of the box, very solid. He feels good too. Like it's not just like a cheap kind of flimsy feeling figure. Usually when you have a figure that's a little bit small, they feel kind of cheap. But he's pretty solid. It's pretty good.
I like that thing with the mask folded back.
I was about to point that out. I was going to say that is cool.
Yeah. If you've seen in the package, there was a mask on the right-hand side where it looked like the mask was squashed down. That's actually that piece right there. So when you pop the
I thought it was an
an
alternative mask, like that was supposed to be like the original, where he had the really small, like
more like a kind of cat.
I know
what you meant. Yeah. Wait, they
the
did
little
release
classic mask that superheroes wore forever that just covered your eyes and not even your nose.
It was like a little bit. It went up a little bit. It wasn't like wide like that.
They did release that OG version, that very first appearance of him in the Hulk book. It was a 2-pack with one of the Hulk figures. I want to say maybe 15 years ago, maybe 20 almost. But it was a pretty nice looking one. But yeah, I love the classic colors. Like it really works. Like 97, they did a very impressive job, even with the pinless joints here, and they sculpted the hair. I never really seen them sculpt that before. It's usually all smooth. They might do like a cheap little kind of, hand painted looking kind of fur or some shit on them, but they actually sculpted it this time, and I was impressed. I wasn't expecting that.
Yeah, you can actually look up at the stars. That's pretty cool. Like
Yeah,
usually
which
their
is
head doesn't pivot that far back.
yeah, and the butterfly joints are fantastic on this guy too.
Yeah.
Yeah, like they re-engineered it a little bit, so it's not.
I think
like
that's probably the best X-Men figure, or in general, these are probably the best X-Men figures that have ever been made because they weren't like super high end in the past. They were expensive, but they
got
keep that
better
where
as they went along.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, because of technology as well.
like
Yeah,
any others.
Like even like the Toy Biz ones, those early Toy Biz ones, like when they started getting better with the designs, and everyone didn't look like they had a friggin' crowbar shoved up their ass.
Yeah.
yeah. And this
Yeah,
was cool too.
early figures were too rigid. They didn't look lifelike.
Yeah,
I know what you
agree.
mean.
Yeah, but again, they were just just kind of learning it or
Yeah,
figuring out how to make it work. Like that diaphragm cut and the one that Tommy showed on that Spider-Man, like that was impressive for back then.
Yeah.
I mean, we
Yeah.
still see some figures
sure.
that they don't do that. But yeah, I was gonna say it's cool too with this guy because previous Wolverines, they just have like the blue underwear straight through. They don't put that extra on the thigh, and they actually did it with this guy. They sculpted it down onto the thigh on that upper part, so it looks like more like the proper kind of shorts he's supposed to be wearing. So that was cool. That was nice to see that they thought a little bit more about it. He still does have boot cut as well, because most of the figures in this wave they don't really have that. There's a handful of figures that do, and some of them that don't. But pretty good. His articulation's fantastic for a smaller figure. And his alternate hands are just the closed fist without the, his blades kind of coming out. Which that's the only thing that I had an issue with. If you're going to put alternate hands in there, you might as well put alternate hands that are open as well, or like grasping hands, or some kind of like, with a little bit of character. You could do that because they've done it with G.I. Joes. They've done it with other figure lines, even some other Marvel Legends. If this is a line that, again, they're going for more like around $25, like retail, put those extras in, make people happy. Like this was cool with the alternate head and the mask down. Like that was excellent. But, they kind of shortchange people as well. Throw the extra hands in there. People want that. A little... Because this figure is near perfect, and that's the Hugh Jackman one to show you the height difference. Since the Hugh Jackman Wolverine is he's 6'3", so
how tall Wolverine should be to how they put him in the movies.
Exactly, but still that is a beautiful freaking figure as well. I've had it for a number of years.
Put the Hugh Jackman head on him.
Yeah, I wanted to show. If people, if they wanted to do it, they could do it, and he looks like a midget.
Well, that's the thing is, but I don't know. Overall, I didn't actually in some of the early X-Men movies get the impression that he was that tall. I knew he was too tall to be playing the character of Wolverine, but like I didn't think he was 6'2". I thought maybe 6 foot because Wolverine was literally an average height person in the cartoon.
No, Wolverine.
Oh, Wolverine was 5'3".
Well, I guess so. He was like really short. Yeah.
Yep.
That's what I remember. Because he sometimes like ran on all fours periodically and then would stand upright, and he was never that tall. Yeah.
Well, that was the point of the character. That's why he was called Wolverine, because they're some of the smallest, most vicious animals. So. But
he was like him and Puck.
Puck is smaller.
They're like the only superheroes that Spider-Man towers over.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, Spider-Man's your average hero height. He's about 5'10", 5'11".
Yeah, Spider-Man's not supposed to be tall at all.
Well, he's not supposed to be
but I guess he's not short either. Yeah,
right. Yeah, Spider-Man was your every guy, your every man. So. But the other Wolverine's pretty cool. That's the one that's in the 2-pack with Sabretooth. He's kind of regular street clothes with his cowboy hat. That's a really nice one. I'll be reviewing that 2-pack soon.
Do you think they're going to wind up doing Old Man Logan at some point?
They did. He came out of, I want to say maybe 3 years ago.
Well,
Oh, Weapon X.
they added these newer ones that they're doing now, where so much more has already been improved.
They're probably gonna do a Weapon X one.
If they
Oh,
do,
this is cool.
they should make it more detailed. Because the one that was released was like, he's like a cheap looking figure. Like even
At
his
least
paint
Storm
application.
came with that alternative head so that she could have decent looking hair.
Oh yeah, that Storm's fantastic. She was a 2-pack that came out about 2 years ago. With
Okay,
I
that's
wanna
what
say
that is. I thought that was the new one. I was like, oh, good, it came with an alternative head that wasn't the
No.
Mohawk or whatever, the
No,
half cut.
well, that's why I wasn't gonna waste money on the '97 Storm. I didn't like the Mohawk and that bright white costume of hers.
Yeah.
My preferred Storm is that one that you see here, and that's what she was in that 2-pack that came out with Warpath. I want to say, I think it was 2 years ago. But yeah, I'm happy I picked it up because yeah, that's the only time you're gonna see that figure because they deem that outfit too sexy, and I don't see them reissuing it at all because Hasbro are a bunch of pussies. For what they did to the Goblin Queen, she was supposed to be, those boots were thigh highs, and you're supposed to see flesh, and in the figure they actually paint it like it's like pantyhose or stockings or something, like it's almost all black going all the way up, and that's not how she appeared in the cartoon. Or any of that. So, yeah, this is Hasbro doing those stupid decisions. And that Deadpool, that's the movie one. He's probably one of the best Deadpools you're ever gonna find. So if you do happen to see him, don't sleep on him. I know that they're re-releasing him and that Wolverine I showed before, the Hugh Jackman one. It's gonna be like a black packaging that's like a Deadpool collection, and yeah, they are reissues of previous releases, because the one in the white tank top, I believe he was an Amazon exclusive, but now you're going to be able to get them in stores with the proper, with the proper head and everything. Because the one that I have in this review was also it was a different Hugh Jackman one. So, but yeah, it's funny. It's everyone preferred that look, that version, and that's what they're re-releasing. So there you go. But yeah, these are awesome. These are a beautiful set, and just kind of wanted to show you the different stuff that we got here. But yeah, that costume, to me, that's the definitive way Storm should be looking. Yeah, that kind of 70s and early 80s kind of version.
The OG Storm look.
Yep, that's the one to do it. Jump a little bit. Yeah, here's that Sabretooth. So I'll be doing a full review on him and the Wolverine with the red shirt. Yeah, that's a 50th anniversary 2-pack, which I got damn lucky when I did finding him. I actually got it the day it was released at GameStop. I saw it like on a fluke. So I contacted them and they're like, "Oh yeah, we got one in store." So I had them hold it, and I'm glad I did, because yeah, that thing, you can't find it anywhere right now. And it's only been released, like it's only been about a week. Because that's your
Pose
classic
for Deadpool. That's
What was
perfect.
that?
I said the pose for Deadpool. That's perfect.
Yeah. Yeah, I had to have fun with that. Like I said, that Deadpool's amazing. If you happen to see him with this new release coming out soon, jump on it. Yeah, he's fantastic. And he comes with a bunch of different hands. He comes with, I think, like 8 sets of hands.
Cool.
So yeah, that's what you want. And yeah, I had to put these together since I still have the Juggernaut out. I knew I was doing more X-Men figure reviews, so there you go. And again, they work. They look fantastic.
Does the Juggernaut have swappable hands, or is it just the fists with?
Well, this one was a build-away figure, but the one that's the re-release that's coming out soon, he's gonna have alternate hands where they're open. So you could, yeah, he's gonna come with closed fists and open hands.
Yeah, and he comes with a really nice looking Colossus figure.
Yeah, that Colossus figure looks incredible. I don't know why they haven't released him single carded, but yeah.
I love the way you have these guys posed. This is awesome.
Oh, thanks. Well, that's what I was trying to do, because I'm trying to do that with more of these kind of reviews. I did it a little bit early on, but yeah, get them in different poses to kind of help some people, because I heard from some of the comments on older figures that they're like, "Oh yeah, could you get them in more kind of crazy poses? Because I suck at doing poses." So I'm trying to figure out some cool ones for these reviews. You know, and I remember in the cartoon, yeah, he kind of he was slashing at that helmet to get it off, and the other X-Men were kind of distracting him and fighting him. And when it comes off, then you have Jean Grey using her psychic powers there to kind of, stop him. But from what I understand too, he doesn't use the stone anymore to turn into the Juggernaut. He has another power source. They did a mini series, I think, a couple of years ago. My friend was telling me about it. So, but all in all, though, pretty damn cool. And yeah, you get your kind of. I love that I'm having more of this kind of classic collection now of X-Men. I've been wanting them. I had a handful here or there. Yeah, this guy was near perfect. 9.5. The only thing that I said why he doesn't get a perfect 10 out of 10, he should have came with those extra hands, something a little bit more. Since they went ahead and they gave you the alternate head with the hood down, he's super articulated. The paint's pretty good on this dude. With what little that's there.
Yeah, you know what would have worked for me, Vinny?
What's that?
An extra hand where he's holding a cigar.
Oh,
absolutely. That would be great.
Absolutely.
My only gripe is I wish they colored the hair on his arms.
Yeah, I said that during the review. If they did like a dry brush,
yeah,
like that could work. I might actually do it myself, but yeah, that would look really good. I think the only reason why they didn't is because it's the animated version. So that's why, to fit in the rest of the wave for both series 1 and 2, it's more of solid colors. They didn't really do too much shading or anything like that on any of them. The only thing that you have like that is the Magneto with the helmet. They kind of did like the black around his eyes. But other than that, I agree. But I got a feeling they're gonna reissue this guy later on, and they'll probably do stuff like that. I think on a different.
Well, I know that one when I'd seen it early on. I seen it in a few stores, and it didn't stay in the stores for very long. Like I seen it for a few weeks, and then all of a sudden they were gone. And once it was same thing with the Magneto. Like once they were gone, they were just gone. You didn't see them anymore after that. So I mean, obviously, people were pretty impressed with that thing enough that they were snatching them up in droves.
Yeah, for sure. I think with some of the people that were doing reviews early on, because like, oh, I already have this, or I have a similar one. Do I really need this? And when they saw that there actually are brand new molds, or that they really fixed things, Jean Grey's brand new. That whole body mold is something that they've never done before. The Cyclops I reviewed, I think they said there was a version of him that was released previously, but then again, they perfected it. And then gave you different accessories, different hands, different heads, and all that stuff. So I mean, they're stepping it up. So that's good. It's good to see that they're putting some quality back into certain waves of figures.
And that's one of the things we talk about. And some of us have our pet peeves about some of these companies that are putting these things out. But if it's something that they're absolutely capturing from your childhood, or just something that's a really fantastic memory of yours, there's nothing wrong with picking them up, especially when they're doing them absolutely right. Because as much as I hate the idea of certain companies getting money, you're absolutely letting them know what you do like. And sometimes that shit's on their parade just as much as you not buying it, because they're like, okay, well, we put all this work into this newer stuff, and they don't want that. They want this older stuff. And that drives them just as batshit crazy. So kind of keep that in the back of your mind as well.
Yep.
Yeah, I agree.
Really cool, man.
Awesome. That is a very awesome looking Wolverine, though. Yeah. I mean, if it wasn't for my hang up with Disney, I definitely would have snagged it. That and the Magneto, the Bishop, and the Gambit too, and the Rogue. Like I'd seen all those in the store firsthand, and I was like, "Wow!" Yeah. There's another one I keep seeing in the store right now. They've got a Tombstone out from the Spider-Man line.
Yeah, I've seen
and
that.
That's cartoon accurate. And matter of fact, I will have it in one of my toy hunt video that's coming up. And I think that thing looks fantastic.
I saw him as well. The same day that I saw that Leo, the Universal Monster Leo. He looked really good. I wasn't expecting that figure to look that good in hand. And the alternate head with like the open mouth, or I think you already had gritting teeth. The paint job on the teeth were, holy shit, it was good, man. With the gloss finish and everything, I was not expecting that quality. So yeah,
absolutely terrific.
They're doing really good shit now. But yeah, Tommy, if you do happen to see that Wolverine again, I know it's kind of, I would pull the trigger. That's a solid figure.
Things have been kind of tough lately, but
yeah,
that's a discussion for another stream.
Yep. I told you that's why I passed on two things I definitely wanted.
Soul Assassin, if you were to set a grading system for figures, what would be the main things you review for a figure? Size, paint, accessories, a little bit of everything. One of the things that I'm very much a stickler for is seeing figures in their posing to be able to get down to a kneeling position. Because if a figure can get down to a kneeling position, they just about hit everything right on a figure. And of course, making sure that you get everything accurate, like all the paint is done properly and everything, and detailing is another thing. Like I love to see these figures with really good detail on them, especially like with that TMNT one I did earlier. Like the amazing detail on that thing, regardless a little bit of a lack in the way of articulation because how blocky he was and how knee pads and elbow pads were kind of holding up the elbow and knee joints. It was absolutely forgivable, and that's why he got a 9 out of 10, because of all the extra that they went with the detailing on there. So it's a little bit of everything. Now, the TMNT figure didn't come with as many accessories, but it didn't hold back on what I felt the value of that figure should have been rated at.
Yeah, and as far as the information on the TMNT Universal Monsters one that you did, Tommy, is Frankenstein isn't very articulated to begin with, so that it really doesn't have to be that kind of figure. So it really does work. I think all the details kind of make up for that. You know what I mean? Like a little bit of a minus on the posability, but definitely plus in the detailing department.
No, absolutely, and I couldn't agree more. And I think that's why Vinnie gave this Wolverine such a high score too, because there was enough detail in there, and because they were going for cartoon accurate and not like comic book page accurate, I think they absolutely nailed it on that one. Yep. And I remember telling Vinnie a long time ago when I first seen it, I said, it looks like an amazing figure. It really does, and it really ate me up alive that I couldn't get it because of how stubborn I am about a certain company.
Well, but you were 100% right, because I said, I passed on him the first two times I saw him, because one time I saw him in a comic shop, way too much money, and the second time I'm like, I got something else that I really wanted, and again, it's trying to figure out, what you have funds for, but that last time I saw him, he was kind of hidden behind something else in one of the GameStops, and I'm like, you know what, I'm just gonna get him, and I'm happy I did, because I never saw him again after that. So.
Awesome stuff.
Yeah, good stuff.
They don't really do hand painting anymore. Not really, unless you're talking about like statues and stuff.
Yeah, the statues, they definitely do. But yeah, these figures now, they're all mass produced. They're using a digital kind of painting now for the faces. So that's why they're
printed on.
Yeah, they're printed on. It's amazing how they do it.
Yeah, it's really impressive stuff.
Yeah. And the pinless joints that you don't see the holes in the arms and the legs anymore. That's an injection mold. That's how they do that. So
okay, that makes sense.
Yeah,
I didn't even know that part. I'm like, I would imagine, it because it's like a ship in a bottle. You just have to figure it out when you look at it.
So yeah, it's pretty cool though. I'm glad that they're doing different things and they're trying to make fans happier at these different companies.
That's what they need to do. I mean, who are they selling to if they're not selling to the fans? And Trina and I both have got that one, Frankie. If you're talking about the NECA one. Absolutely fantastic. Kessler Wolf.
Yeah, you have no idea how lucky he got. Because I'm sitting there in the store, I'm looking at two things. I'm like, all right, I got to get this other one. He goes, holy shit, did you see this? I said, what? I looked down and it was like on the bottom shelf. He found that one, the American Werewolf of London, and he goes, dude, should I get it? I'm like, let's check the price or whatever. And he was going for like $30.
Oh wow! Awesome.
Yeah, when he retailed, wasn't he around 50?
No, he was about. I thought he was like a 38. I thought for some reason.
I paid more for mine, but I got him at the comics and collectible shop I go to, Newbury Comics, and so they charge a little bit more. So I don't know what the official release price was for him.
I'm pretty sure it was right around 38 because I picked that one up in a Target and I remember it being under 40.
I've noticed. I have noticed at these different Targets, they're different prices. Because when I first checked, I saw him one time in stores and I went to check. He was over that. He was closer to 50. And that's why I put him back originally. And I went, if I see him again, and I never saw him again. And this time at the store, Frankie's like, "Oh shit!" So I'm like, "He wanted him, he got him." So,
I mean, that was the same thing with that Predator. They had the Concrete Jungle Predator, and the figure itself looked really nice, but it was a huge figure, and that thing was $49, and it was like, yeah, it's kind of cool looking, but it's not $49. Cool
yeah, because I remember that werewolf was more than your standard NECA figures. He definitely was when I looked at him.
Vinnie, do you want that figure, the American Werewolf in London?
Well, Frankie snatched them up, so I mean that's cool. If anything, I'll see if he's cool with me doing the review of them. But,
okay.
Yeah.
Have a good one. I'm not creative.
Good night.
Yeah. Have a good
I'm
one.
not creative.
Yeah. If I were to get him for that cheap, I probably would have pulled the trigger. But that's a beautiful one. That thing's awesome.
Yeah, he is.
Awesome. All right. I'm going to dig in next with a toy trivia that's going to lead into my next topic. Let's see how many people can even take a guess on this one. Oh, boy. Here we go.
Okay, so that's where that started beginning, where they started doing their own thing. Because
Right,
Hasbro eventually branched off.
And that was the beginning of the end as far as the Generation toy line. It started with the Pretenders. So technically it started a little bit with the Headmasters and the Target Masters, and most people will have like super fond memories of those lines, but they were actually losing steam. And that's where Hasbro was like, okay, we need to do something on our own. Takara wanted no part of it. That line failed miserably. And then it was shortly after that they created the Action Master line, which completely annihilated Generation 1. And the Transformers were canceled. So they came up with Generation 2. But Time Prophet had it.
And then they moved on to Beast Wars. And ever entered the limbo that is the current Transformers franchise in terms of like having something that's as popular as the original.
I hear you guys, but so this is going to lead into the next topic, and in case you haven't guessed it, it is related to the Pretender line. So this is something that it's not exactly brand new. This is something I actually found on the store shelf, and I found it for such an amazing price. So I was like, okay, I haven't picked that one up, but for this price, I'm going to pick it up. I will get into it in this review. So here we go. Welcome back. As we're getting ready now to look into something that is Transformers related. So from Transformers Legacy and from Transformers the Movie 86 Studio Series, we've got Exosuit, Spike, Wiki, and we have Iguanus. Now, I've already done a Spike before, and this is actually a second one that I picked up, and you probably wonder, well, you already got one. Why'd you pick up the second one? Well, the one that I got that I paid full price for, which was almost $13, the box was absolutely destroyed because that's typical Walmart. But every once in a while, when you go to Walmart, like I did with these two, you catch a lot of clearance items. And right now, these guys are going for $6 and $5 a piece. So if you have a Walmart and you were thinking about picking up some more core class figures, look at your Walmarts right now because they have clearances on a lot of these older stock.
Here we go with core class iguanas right out of the box. And in case you're wondering who Iguanas is, I'm going to put a picture up right here. He was a Pretender originally, so much smaller than the Pretender version that came out many years ago. But here we got this version. Now let's check out some of the articulation on this guy. We go with Iguanas in the kneeling position. We got his blaster out. You can see that he does have a little bit of turn in the forearm, so he's able to tuck that under and brace his firing arm, and he does have just enough articulation in his legs and his feet as well for a core class figure to be able to get into a kneeling position. In a little bit of a running pose right here, and you can also see that he does have a nice waist twist as well. Another pose right here with his legs all spread all the way out, his gun up in the air, so he does have a fair amount. He's got a little bit of head turn, not much rock in this one. I guess there's not much movement as part of the transformation, but very, very nice for a core class figure. Here we go with Iguanas all transformed into his bike form. I wasn't really sure what to think about this one at first, but it does come fairly close to what they did in the original one, and technically, this looks better than the original one. It is kind of sad to say. It does lack in the imagination as far as the motorcycle, but it is a lot better than the original design with that Pretender version of Iguanas. Anyway, guys, that is all we have on this one. We're going to give this one an 8 out of 10. This is a pretty solid core class figure.
The Transformers, more than meets the eye. The Transformers.
Yeah, it's an interesting little guy.
Yeah, the Iguanas figure.
And for $5,
yeah, it looks really good, and it's got posability. So that's
that's the price. That is the price they should have been. Those core class.
You know what? I didn't even mind when the core class were $9.99, but the minute they started getting up to like $12.99, basically the $13 range, and for a while they were actually up to $15, which I just found ridiculous. For $5, I would get these things all day long on sale. So, and it was nice to find the Spike, which they were selling him for ridiculous prices, and on some of the online sites at one time.
And
he was $6. He was $6. Yeah, he was $1 more. He was $6. So
wow, shit. If you see him again for $6,
Eight pigs out of 10, 4 turtles, 2 goats, and 7 ducks.
Oh shit. That was great.
Chaos is on the bartering system over here.
All right. I love it. Let's send animals in for toys. I wish we could do that, because there's a lot of people I'd like to round up and trade in for toys.
Oh man.
But yeah. So did you have anything else, Vinny, or should I get into the toy hunt?
I had one more, but if you want to do the toy hunt, you can do the toy hunt first.
Okay, we'll jump into the toy hunt. So this is, of course, if you guys are new and you're seeing this for the first time, what we do on the toy hunt is stuff that I've actually been out in the different stores. Now, I usually mention what store it is, and it's whatever I happen to see that's on the shelves. Sometimes it's making fun of the absolute lack of stock, and sometimes it's things that I'm actually kind of surprised to see on the shelves. So here we go.
Been another Target. They had a few Masters of the Universe. A bunch of the Turtles of Grayskull. This time, this one's got Donatello and He-Man. So they seem to be getting more of these in stock at some of these stores. That's pretty cool. And it finally looks like they're just getting rid of all the Mutant Mayhem stuff. It's all just disappearing. Still got a few of the storage shell ones. Once again, look at that. Price actually dropped a little bit down to $11.99. They were $12.99. Maybe Target's learning a lesson about these higher prices. Not getting much in. Looks like they got Doc Ock, and even though the rest of the pegs are all still empty, except for Tombstone. Got Tombstone in. We're looking over at the G.I. Joe stuff. Most of this empty still, but they do have a few of these. So they got Kondo on the card back, and they got Duke on the card back now as well. They also have the Recon Diver. And they have Action Soldier Infantry. At least I got something to win. It's been quite some time since I've seen anything though. We're in a local BJ's Wholesale, and look, Mutant Mayhem, $6.98. This is what happens when you make junk and nobody wants to buy it. It winds up on discount in freaking wholesale stores.
Son of a bitch.
Go ahead, Vinny. I seen it in the private chat.
Dude, I didn't know the G.I. Joes are out already. That's the Duke I want.
I told you, I always see all this stuff at my stores first. I hope you're doing well tonight, Steve.
Hey, Steve.
Hey, Steve.
Hope you're doing well, buddy.
It is very sparse time profit, and it's a thing I've been talking about with a lot of Hasbro products. A lot of these shelves have been empty, and that's why I was actually so surprised to see some new G.I. Joes. But go ahead, Vinny. Go ahead, rant.
Yeah, no, dude, I had no clue that those were out. That means Scarlet's out too on the card back. The new one, well, more of the classic look. So yeah, holy shit.
Awesome.
And I was like the other day, I'm like, maybe I'll swing by Target later in the week. I'm like, oh man, they hit the shelves. Son of a bitch. Yeah. Well, I got to see. Maybe I'll message my friend. I'll be like, hey,
I have the magic stores.
Yeah, apparently you do.
Yeah, what the heck?
That's insane. I'm looking at their website right now. I don't see anything. And this guy's like, yeah, they're right here. Son of a bitch.
And again, we went out to BJ's to go pick up some stuff. You know, wholesale club, you get bulk stuff a little bit cheaper. And then I seen those things, and I just stopped. And the wife's like, "You're gonna film it?" Oh yeah, I have to film this. This is ridiculous. $6.98 for those things, and you just see them at Target for like $14 still.
Yeah. Holy crap.
I like how in the toy hunt video, you were still in Target and you were showing some TMNT figures, and one of them had big eyes, like the big white eyes, and it looked like he had that thyroid disorder where it makes your eyes kind of like pop out.
Oh yeah, he looked like he was
Marty Feldman.
He looked like he smoked a dust blunt.
Yeah.
I remember now. It was fucking weird looking. I remember that.
Oh shit, that's great. Yeah, it's the Marty.
They
Feldman
got so
eyes.
much of that Mutant Mayhem garbage out there now, I noticed. Since we're talking about Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, I've noticed there's a lot of that Mutant Mayhem stuff. I could probably build a building out of it for a reasonable price.
Oh wow.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, they've just got shelves stocked full of it. It doesn't really move. The other stuff around it does.
Mm-hmm.
I just thought they were restocking it really quick at first. I know I don't like it, but that doesn't. I've started. It's just sitting there.
Oh, is he rope?
Lurch is crooking.
Yeah, you're roboting out.
Oh
man, shit!
Oh no, with the internet.
Yeah, it happens.
Is that any better, or is it my connection?
Yeah, you're good now.
That's better now.
Okay, yeah, it was my microphone. It was becoming unplugged. I hadn't checked it. I never really use it except for this, so it just sits there. I think you got bumped over time.
Yeah.
Well, Vinny, it's all on you. You said you got one more, buddy.
I do. So we got a glimpse of her in the previous review. So I said, let me just I'll get this out of the way. I think I'm pretty much done with the X-Men right now. Although it sucks that I passed on that Bishop.
We'll be back to it next week.
The last time I saw that Bishop, man, he's gone now because he was from the first series. But here is Jean Grey, the one that I ordered and then saw her 2 days later at 2 different stores, and it was kind of furious. But all right,
that's the way it always works,
isn't it? So, but happy she came, and this was a great copy. Paint job was fantastic on this one. Again, your kind of classic packaging that they did, old school, and I really do like it. They went back to carded like this. this is the proper way I think of doing these. And it's cool too, because all you gotta do is I took a knife and I just kind of sliced open on the top. So if I want to slide it back in and put it on a wall, I can do that. But yeah, these are cool. So happy that they did it. And we'll jump a little bit. Fantastic face on this, on both heads. And yeah, like I said, the sculpt work on this thing, very impressive, especially compared to the previous versions. They had 2 other releases of her in this costume, and they looked terrible. The bodies were just god awful. They look like I don't know. They said that the joints were all like gummy and shitty too, and weak, because they were like, you know, double pinned on the knee, double pinned on the elbow, and they were just no, it was single bend in the arm, and the pins in the leg. But they said they were flimsy as shit, and again, they really did look bad. These have more human proportions, and that's why I like what they're doing on them. And I didn't know what to make, because I thought that she was going to be very limited with articulation, because the whole chest piece is solid. They didn't do a diaphragm cut at all, which surprised me. I'm like, oh, you could do that with this figure, but they didn't. And for the articulation, I was okay with it, because this character, she's not really known for doing really crazy shit. I mean, because she uses her telekinesis, so she's not actually as physical as the other X-Men, because she kind of be, you know, one hand on her face and, you know, doing her thing or whatever. But it's only when she's like Dark Phoenix where she gets more crazy. But it works. Everything they did here, the sculpt, it's solid. The paint, fantastic. Again, with the technology they use for the face, there's a detailing on the back and everything too. More of like the simpler hair kind of design, since it is based off the animated one. But they found a good balance where it could still work in your comic book kind of, you know, line. And like if you want to put her on the shelf with comic book ones, that's fine. It's not overly cartoony or anything, but obviously like the hair's a little bit softer. But the face is there, like the sculpt work, the paint job, excellent. Articulation wise, pretty good. There's a ball joint in there, so you can do the pivot and turns. The ponytail also articulated, so that's good. Won't get in the way. So that's always a smart move. It. Yep. And the shoulder pieces, they're actually they're separate pieces that are kind of attached onto the shoulder, so they're not getting in the way either. You can get her in any pose that you want with the arms, so that works. Double joints for the elbows, hinge and swivel for the wrist. And yeah, here's the hula hoop diaphragm, which again I was okay with. I thought I was going to hate it, but I was cool with it. She doesn't really have to crunch forward, but you know, the kind of tiltage and going back, that's fine. I think it works. And yeah, the legs, it's a decent amount for a split. Upper thigh, double hinge for the knee, and that's all beautiful. It's solid. It does not feel flimsy at all. This is a very solid figure. No boot cut, but there's enough in the feet and the ankles that it works. So, and yeah, here's the alternate head. So if you want that kind of classic look, you could do that. And I think they did a very nice job. You know, both the faces are very good. So, Trina is obsessed with my thumbs. I see in the private.
I think she just
You're
meant
really
the positioning.
flexible.
The left one is, the right one not so much. I was a hand model at McFarlane at one point too. On the my hands are on the instruction manuals for a couple of figures.
I remember you mentioning that. That's actually awesome.
It's on the 18-inch Ash. I teach people how to put the batteries in the back.
Or one that I have.
Yeah, that's kind of cool to be the animated hands on the back of the box or whatever.
Pretty cool. They're like, yeah, well, you can do like the photographer. I need someone down here that has decent looking hands. I got these meat hooks. They're gonna get in the way. I'm like, I can do it. So, but yeah, this was a pretty cool figure. Obviously, you're not gonna have as much articulation with this head on because of the hair, but it's still decent. You know, it'll turn side to side, but it does look excellent though. This figure, beautiful for the Jim Lee style. There's Cable, Nathan. Yes, that's before you get sent into the future. And yeah, so that the baby came with the Goblin Queen. So if you were looking for that one, yeah, that's who he comes with. But yeah, there you go. There's a happy family for like the 30 seconds that they were together in the comics as well.
I'm glad that you enjoyed this one, Vinny. It's another one that I'd seen in the
No,
store, and I
like-
said, dude, I'm telling you, this one looks fantastic. I think you're gonna like this one.
Yeah, she's
Yeah, it's
a
awesome.
beauty.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. And like I said, they did a great job with this aesthetic. It looks like a fantastic like line. They all belong together. Like it fits. The Wolverine, the Magneto, like these are excellent figures. And I didn't think I would have been that wowed by them. So yeah, very cool. And yeah, there, so you can see a height comparison. Obviously she's not straight up and down, but she's still she's taller than him, which that's what you need. I know the previous version of her in this costume, she towered over other figures, and like it just like everything was wrong with those. So I'm happy I passed on them and got this one. But yeah, they did a very nice job. Jump over. Yeah, we see them all together in the previous rotation. Wolverine, but yeah, here she is with the Goblin Queen. So that is her evil clone. And yeah, you're supposed to be seeing skin over there. They fucked up. Hasbro, I don't know what they did, but the cartoon itself, and yeah, you could stop on, if anyone is watching it, I stopped on 3. 4 is unwatchable, if anyone was curious. But yeah, these figures are awesome.
What, the episodes?
Yeah,
They're not good.
Shit. Yeah, because I saw it for free, so I'm like, what the hell? I'll take a look. But yeah, episode 3 was good, and the fight she had with Magneto was incredible. It was like good.
Who had the fight with Magneto?
Goblin Queen.
Oh.
Yeah, the animation was sick on that. I was very impressed by it. But yeah, so all in all, this figure is beautiful. Yeah, she got a pretty good score as well. I say throw more hands in the packaging. You know, if they gave her a diaphragm cut, that would have easily been 9 out of 10 if she had the diaphragm cut as well. It didn't bother me as much, but if you do want her to be in more extreme poses, like, you know, when she's flying and shit like that, or, you know, again, using her powers, it would have been great. It's very simple, and you could have just put that cut in there perfectly without any major issues. You have it on the Goblin Queen. She has it. You know, it's... I'll rotate it a little bit. I'll go back more. But, yeah, I mean, it works on that figure, and they gave her some limitations, too. Like, if you kind of mix some of it, yeah, it's all underneath in there. And it's fine. It looks good. It's clean. Doesn't break up the sculpt that much. But again, for what they have, it's still good. She's still a very, very solid figure. If you want that Jim Lee version, this is the best one. So yeah, don't sleep on it if you see her. And most people haven't been sleeping. These figures sell out all the time whenever they put them on shelves. The one store that I went to when I saw her, the very next day I had to go back for something else. I had to get some food or something. And I went down the aisle, and apparently they had a whole new case that came in, and there was just one Goblin Queen sitting there. That's how fast they're selling out. It's like less than a day, boom, gone. So, yeah, it's kind of refreshing to see. It's like when they're done right, people will acknowledge it, and you'll get your sales. When you do it wrong, they'll sit there for months and go on clearance, and then go to Ollie's.
Yeah, man, and I'm always scouting Ollie's to see what comes in.
Mm-hmm.
I'm waiting to see some more of those wrestling figures come into Ollie's, the superstar ones.
Yeah, I was wondering what the next line they're gonna have. Those guys, the ones you're talking about, the AWA style ones, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
If they release a Piper, I will definitely get that.
No, if they have a Piper, I'm just going to grab it. Now I know ETEP's going to want one too, so that's going to be at least 2. I'm pretty sure Slash is going to want one, so that's 4.
If they're going to do, if they're going to
say they were like $3 or $5 a figure.
They were $3.99.
Yeah, that's a really good deal.
Yeah, Hogan and Flair. Because when I was looking in the store, I thought they were like 12 something. They're actually like 16 something in stores.
If they're gonna keep doing the AWA figures, they've got to do the Road Warriors, because that's where they like. You know how many people I knew had those AWA Road Warriors figures?
Right?
I had some.
Mhm.
I had those when I was a kid.
Damn.
We're still exchanging livestock in the chat for figures. What's going on, Curtis, man? Good to
What's up,
see you,
Curtis?
man.
Little platypuses.
Guy Prophet, is that because you know what's going to happen soon with WW3? We're going to be bartering animals for plastic here for toys.
I'll tell you what, I'm sitting on a gold mine if that's the case.
Oh yeah, Jesus, you definitely are.
But is that everything, Ben?
Yeah, I'm tapped out with that stuff.
Anybody else have anything?
No, not me.
No, I think I'm good.
I'm good.
No, we're good. Okay. We're gonna get ready to go into wrap up. Then I want to first off, I want to thank everybody who's been hanging out with us, and hope that you had a good time. Hope you've seen some really cool figures that we're showing off, our picks of the week, and just had a blast with us. So I'm going to get into a little segment, another new segment, because apparently I can't stop with new segments. This is a short segment, so this is going to be some of the stuff that I know I will be showing off next week. So, guys, be sure to come back next week for some more fun and goodness on Collectible Past. Next week on Collectible Past. These are a few of the toys that we will be talking about. Be sure to tune back in next week to see what grading we give on these things. Have a good one. Yes, I did finally get the Leonardo one. And yeah, he is supposed to be the heroic leader, so he's supposed to be the He-Man role since He-Man's evil in that line.
Yeah.
Really cool looking toy, I gotta say. The only thing that kind of bugs me a little bit when I'm looking in the packages, his legs look a little small compared to the top half because he looks all blown out and super muscular, but the legs look skinny. It's kind of like the early Lobo effect, if you will.
Right. Actually, Tommy, there is one more thing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there's something, I don't know if you saw it yet, but this is definitely something you're going to get. It completes a line. Do you know what it is?
No clue.
Can you guess?
I cannot.
Papa Cotton's going to get drunk.
Oh, Transformer, huh?
Uh-huh.
Oh, Swoop.
Uh-huh.
Oh, yeah. You know, I forgot all about that when I heard that they already announced it.
Yeah, his robot mold looks pretty damn good.
Now, hopefully the Pterodon mode, the Pterodon.
Oh yeah, I've been talking about this, the 86 swoop.
Yeah. So
yeah.
He's coming out soon.
That's awesome. Yeah, I'll definitely be buying this one.
Yeah. Which I don't know if they screwed up here, because which class do you think this is?
He should be in a Voyager class.
Yeah. The price on this, I was like, what? Are they on crack?
Yeah.
They got him in leader class. Son of a bitch.
Yeah.
They've got him as a leader class figure.
Yeah. That's what
Did they make
said
him
it was
too damn
supposed
tall?
to be a leader class, but
but he's much smaller than the rest of the Dinobots.
Yeah. Yeah, I know.
So I don't know what they were thinking, but yeah. He's $56. He's almost 9 inches tall.
Yeah.
At least he's smaller than Grimlock then.
Yeah, at
Grimlock
least
and
they'll
the
be
rest of them.
somewhat more like cartoon scale, I guess, because they were huge in the cartoon, even though their original toys weren't that large in proximity to the others. They depicted them as like towering over the other Autobots in the animations, so that's probably where that came from.
Yeah, probably. Well, yeah, if it's what do we see? The 86, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what I mean. So they're probably going with that, where they were all bigger than the traditional Autobots, which all get murked in that movie.
Yeah, he does look really good though.
Yeah.
So there you go, Tommy. Yeah, I know you've been itching to see this guy. So.
Oh yeah, I mean, well, the Snarl one, I got lucky and managed to find that one, and not got raped for it like some of these people online are doing.
Yep.
But I am looking at that other one too, the Grimlock, that's got the unreleased G2 colors.
Yep.
Which is a Walmart exclusive. I'm still looking at it. They still have it, and I am really considerate. The only other one that I've been looking to get my hands on, I The few times I've seen it is when I've had no money. Is the other Junkion? I can't remember if it's Scrap Heap or which one it is because they got 3 of the taller Junkions. So they got Wreck Guard, they got and 2 other ones, and one of them's one's called Scrap Heap, and the other one's called something else. I forget what the damn name is.
Yeah, I forgot the name too. But yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, but they got that one out as well, and I've been really looking for that one. I think I found it in the store, and I may have hit it somewhere in another aisle underneath some Golden Girl figures.
Smart.
So nobody's ever going to find it.
Yeah, only Trina, but I don't think she's visiting anytime soon.
That was funny. I hit it under the Golden Girl figure.
Waited next week. Waited next week when I have a little bit more time to prepare for it. Like I said, time profits.
Watch the scalpers are going to grab those in hopes that they ever do go up.
Well, they do grab stuff, but I mean, if you get there early enough and you just beat them all out and grab what you want, or I haven't had too much problem with some of my stores. There's a few, especially the Walmarts. It seems like scalpers hit them, but I have a couple Walmarts where it seems like the scalpers don't even know about these Walmarts because they're not going there, and their shelves are always stocked with shit that I can't find anywhere else now. So much like the Targets have certain things like in the NECA figures and everything else that I constantly find, this other Walmart that I go to always seems to have shit in stock. So,
by the way, I did see this guy in GameStop. I can't remember if I put the short up or not. This is a couple of weeks ago. They did have this concept version of Megatron from, I think, the Bumblebee movie. He looked amazing in person, but I wasn't going to pay the price for him. I think it was way too much. But he did look really, really good.
That's how that movie was, is that it had all this potential, and they even made models for these guys, but they didn't get to show up on screen. Yeah. I was waiting for it, and it just never happens, and then the movie ends.
Yep. Which sucks. But yeah, I was impressed by this when I saw it in the stores. I don't know how his articulation in the shoulders might be wonky. I don't know, but first impressions were pretty amazing on this guy.
Yeah, for bringing the original toy and the cartoon into like a more CGI mechanized look, I think it's a really good model.
Yeah.
Yeah, Chaos, I believe that Megatron falls into the Voyager class, I want to say. I want to say is he a leader?
No, this one was a leader. He was pretty big.
Oh, so he's 55.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. 55 to 60 range.
Bring your $100 bills.
Yeah, because the ones they did for the Gamer editions, that fell in the 34 to Voyager range.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. He was nice, man. I saw him the only one time in that GameStop, and then he was gone.
No, I will have something for next week's toy hunt that I just filmed today, I think. I did, or maybe yesterday. I did see they had the Gamer Edition Starscream out. And don't get me wrong, it looks okay, but I've already got the old school fall of Cybertron Starscream.
Yeah.
And that one looks absolutely fine. I really don't feel like I need another version of him.
And the Earthrise and the one that comes in the Coronation one, like that's your perfect Starscream figure.
That Coronation one. Yeah, Lurch will attest to that one. That thing is absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, it's gorgeous. That's a beautiful figure.
Yeah, I love that thing. I actually felt like they did a really good job with it.
Mm-hmm. I see that's cool when they do it right. Yeah, I got that first release, which I believe was the Earthrise, and I was like, this is your definitive Starscream.
Yeah, they were doing some really good work, and even with the reuse of the mold, they did change them up a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
The painting on the legs is slightly different, and decal changes.
I think that is about all we have, everyone. Hope that you had a good time. Thanks for stopping in and checking us out. Be sure to subscribe to everybody that's on the panel. It's not going to cost you anything.
That would be awesome, the Time Profit. That would be awesome if you could. I know it's a lot of work, and you do a lot of other modeling. So,
well, the hardest thing about that is if you get the printing is making sure you get good quality plastic to be able to print with.
Yep.
Yeah.
But yeah, he has the modeling skill that if he got a 3D printer, he could make some really cool stuff.
That's
the
cool.
Time Profit. I don't know if you guys have seen his models on his website, but they're pretty.
Oh, I have. I've stopped by his channel. I may not always leave comments, but I try to stop by. I try to leave comments when I can, but
He
like
doesn't
I
upload
told
much.
people, I'm under the gun a lot trying to upload things. Like I've been uploading stuff for this toy stream since Monday.
Yeah. Oh, man.
But we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna start getting to the wrap up part. So Vinnie, you want to start introducing guests and take us out?
Yeah. See, well, hold on. Let me get to the brand there. I don't know which one you like to play a lot.
Apparently, we're supposed to skip Slasher if he's not back.
Okay.
Cocaine's a hell of a drug.
Oh yeah, Trina.
Oh, hey, this was fun. I'm not used to going first. I wasn't prepared for this. Yeah, this was a lot of fun. Thank you all in the chat for hanging out with us. And you know where to find me at Real Horror here on YouTube. And it was great to stream with you guys again. Had a lot of fun.
Yeah, it was a blast having you. I'm happy you enjoyed most of these things that we were showing off tonight. Thumbs up, Trina.
Yes, it was. Yes, the thumbs.
Oh shit! But it was great.
Comment.
Looking forward to seeing more of your reviews too, because I know you got some really cool stuff. But
there will be more. I promise.
Yeah, and for those who haven't yet, get over there, subscribe to our channel. Again, we have fantastic people on the panel, that's for sure.
And of course, be on the lookout for ETEP stream that Trina is co-hosting with him for a horror night on Tuesday nights after the guinea pigs go live.
That's right.
Yeah, the first episode, the Thanksgiving review that you guys did was really interesting.
Awesome. I'm glad you liked it. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. Yeah, looking forward to next Tuesday.
Yeah, that's good. I'm gonna have to rewatch it though too. I had it on. I had to mute it because right away, ETEP spoiled one of the deaths in the movie. Like within the first 2 minutes of like you guys going, I was like, "What the? Thanks, ETEP."
Like,
okay. I'll have to remind him about trying to make it spoiler-free reviews.
Yeah. At least give people a warning, like the next movie that he's gonna review, and then that way we have a chance to watch it beforehand.
Yeah,
I felt like it was more of a talking about movies that everybody has seen. Like I thought it was spoilers included.
Yeah, definitely. We did kind of like go off on tangents, and I think that was because it was a debut episode, so we just were kind of just talking horror in general.
Oh,
but,
yeah. It's good. Yeah, everyone had good chemistry, and we've all streamed together before, but it was fun. Yeah, later on, I unmuted a bit when he got past the Thanksgiving movie because I'm like, I want to see that kind of fresh without any other major spoilers. But the rest of the conversation was great, and we were chiming in and stuff too. But hell yeah. Let's go to our next guest.
Hey, I'm stuck. I can't transform. Oh, thanks. I think.
We'll go to my double click.
Hey, I'm Lurch.
It
was fun to be here. It was always fun to be here. Sorry, I'm not feeling that great. I tried to be as enthusiastic and interactive as possible. It's always fun to be here, obviously. Thanks for having me again.
Yeah, always a blast, man. Yeah, and glad you got in some good conversations too with some of these things, and the figure you showed too was great.
I was glad everybody enjoyed it.
Yeah, that Ninja Turtle one, pretty damn sweet. I've yet to see that one in stores, but NECA keeps crushing it, man. So I'm looking forward to more of the things that they've been doing.
Maybe if you ever decide to do stuff like what you did for McFarlane, you should try to go there because you were saying everybody else went from McFarlane to NECA that you worked with.
Oh yeah. I was in contact with them a while back, and
they might be able to help you out because they could give you a reference.
Oh yeah. If I need that if I'm going back into toy stuff, that's
what I meant. If you go back, if you decide to go back into that, at least maybe you could go do that stuff for NECA instead of McFarlane.
Oh yeah, no, I wouldn't be going back to McFarlane for that. If anything, like I said, I'd go into the comic book side of things, but Todd showed that he doesn't care about artists; he cares about AI. So I don't care about that stuff. I only use AI.
Crazy thing that it said specifically no AI, and then they didn't check it, because like I get that they announced it, but once they realized it was AI, it should have just, even if it was the best, it should have been discounted.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, for sure, dude, for sure. It's
Or
insanity.
discarded, I guess, would be the proper word.
Yeah, but I don't know how these people run their companies anymore, and it's just it's insanity. But don't worry, folks, we're gonna be talking about some cool stuff tomorrow. So we'll kick it on over to. It's me, Mario Kartitis. Oh no! I figured let me just get out of the way. Yeah, tomorrow is the Friday Underground stream. So we'll be hitting some topics. There's some crazy stuff going on in the world. And don't worry, we will be bringing back more of the presidents telling jokes. I put up a slew of them recently, so I'll be showing those again. And yeah, some of them are really good. I have a lot of kind of your mama jokes, but tailored towards certain people. It's going to be a fun time. So yeah, stay tuned for that. And we will be covering the latest episode of Shogun. I believe it's episode 7. And some crazy stuff happens in this one for sure. There's only 3 episodes left. So I know Chris and I, we've been enjoying it. There's been a few other people getting into it. I don't know if Adam caught up more, but it's a little trickier for him since he's got to read the screen. It's a little, he's got the eye issue.
I was going to say, speaking of Chris, he was posting pictures on X of like some figures. I don't know if they're 3D printed stuff that he made, but I was saying he should come on here and show them off just because why not? But I don't know if he ever got a hold of you.
Yeah. No, we've talked about it. I think he's on another stream though.
At this time, that might be the issue.
But yeah, he's been on a couple of times in the past.
Yeah. In the past, he's been on a couple of times. I mean, he knows that he's always welcome here.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. The links are always dropped for him. It's good stuff though. But yeah, folks, tune in if you haven't yet, and support my projects. Again, we still have that Volume 3 art book. I'm going to be posting up new He-Man sketches. Did I show the Beastman? I can't remember if I showed the Beastman on
I thought you showed it off on either the Friday or Sunday show. I don't remember if you showed it off on the toy stream last week.
I might have, but folks, that's a beauty. I went more with the kind of classic look. I'll pull up real quick on the campaign. But yeah, still available, and so is the rest of the my book. So I have 4 active campaigns, and books that ship immediately. You don't have to worry about those other kind of scummy people in the independent scene that lie to you and trick you, and they murdered a guy or helped murder somebody. I mean, that's not good. That's not cool. Over here, we just make good content and great comic books. So if you want that without any of the bullshit drama and all the other nonsense that goes with it, yeah, here's some grade A quality stuff that ships immediately.
Awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't even know if I've seen the Beastman one.
You haven't?
You probably posted it or something, but I probably just didn't see it.
I think just a couple of days ago. But yeah,
I got sand in my eye while I was sanding because I'm still making that blade. It's just a casual thing at this point, and then I got sick. But I got sand in my eye, and then I scratched up my eye and had to wash out my eye, so I couldn't really look at the white background of X very well. So I was kind of on there, but I couldn't really read the print or see certain things, and I could only look at it for so long before my eyes got irritated. They're finally getting better. It happens. That's why you don't get sand in your eye. It sucks. Like for real though. Because sometimes a little bit of sand doesn't bother it. But yeah, what I did was stupid, and I just basically let the sander throw sand into my eyes for hours. So.
Oh my god.
Jeez.
Be careful, bro. I'm glad you're feeling better now, but yeah, be careful.
Yeah, no, that was retarded. I'm not doing that again. Yeah, well, normally I did, but I just And so if you stand in the right spot, it's not an issue. But I was just being retarded and not caring and focusing more on what I was doing.
Oh man, shit. But yeah, for those folks, he is available. He's a one-of-a-kind piece. So just scroll down on the side here, and he is he's right there. So if anyone's looking for him, snatch him up soon. I have 2 He-Man drawings that are. I figured since he's He-Man, I might as well do more than one. One that's a little more kind of barbarian-like, and one that's closer to your kind of friendly, happy He-Man. So.
Aviator goggles. Yeah. Oh, so I didn't even see who commented on that. Sorry.
Oh, it's all right.
Oh, yeah. It was Curtis. That's who I thought it was. But yeah, I just saw the comment and then it went away.
Yeah.
But yeah, they would work
Definitely wear
too.
safety. Yeah, for sure, bro. But yeah,
Stig gives you high praise on that one.
Mhm.
Yeah,
thank
it's
you,
really
man.
good.
Thank you, Stig. Yeah. I can't talk about it. There's something else that's sort of in the works. I know Stig's gonna really like, but can't talk about that yet. But yeah, the He-Man. Yeah, he's gonna be coming up next. I'll post one tomorrow. But yeah, I want to get both of them done at the same time, kind of. One's finished, but one still needs some work. But yeah, so stay tuned. We're gonna have more stuff, and there's also, like I said, there's a reason why I'm doing more of these. We'll get into it soon. There's another kind of book I'm probably gonna be releasing soon, or another campaign I'll be running. Again, while I'm working on City of Venus, I want to try another platform because this platform's kind of dead to most creators. Indiegogo, I've mentioned it before. They've been hit very hard by the people who have not fulfilled their books, and they seem not to give a shit about the comic book side of things. It's sad. Those same people, like I said, they're doing very horrible things online, crying about it, crying victim all the time. And like I said, I separated myself from all that bullshit. If you want high quality stuff without any of the horse shit, you want to have a fun time, tune into my channel, everyone on panel here. We give you some good stuff, and yeah, we'll talk about the stuff that we enjoy. And if it is something bad, we'll pretty much like rip into it once and then move on. We don't do 6 months worth of content on one stupid
Or 6 years.
You're 6 years, right? Yeah, please. They get ridiculous. Like, they're still talking about Captain Cardboard.
Yeah.
Well, Vinnie, I'm about to do a new series about how I suffer for other people to watch shows I can't stand for clicks.
Exactly.
Holy hell.
And that all day long, I put up a dog's ass. Just bang, bang, bang up his ass. That's my pleasure.
That's me, the most hated guinea pig on YouTube. The son of a bitches, they can't stand me. I don't know what it is that I did to piss off the YouTube gods, and apparently the gods on Rumble too, because they freaking keep messing with my account where new content isn't uploading. But somehow I just managed to piss off everybody no matter where I go, and all I'm doing is just being me. They just can't handle me. I think that's what it is. They can't handle an independent pig that's got his own thoughts. But guys, if you want to follow me, you can find me on Odyssey, on BitChute, and of course on YouTube as well at Tommy and the Guinea Pig Collective. You can find me over on X at capital GPC_warpig. That's where I am now, because even with Twitter, they're still twatter. Even they have hit me multiple times, and I'm on my third account there. Those sons of bitches. Elon Musk.
It wasn't even like real vulgarity. You said "eat crayons" or something. Like, it was almost. It was like preschool insult. It was hilarious.
I know, it was such a milk toast freaking comment. It's not like I told him, "Hey, why don't you go take the Tide Pod challenge again and wash it down with a bleach and ammonia chaser?" I didn't say anything like that.
Yeah, it wasn't actually like, if they'd actually went and done that, they would have been fine. That was the thing. It was so dumb.
No, time profit. I'll save that for the professional grifters. I don't think Slasher made it back yet, or did he?
No, I'm not.
Oh, he's back. Okay, well, we'll kick it on over to Slasher then.
No, I'm good. Thanks for inviting me.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Always appreciate you jumping on. You're a co-host here, and you're always welcome, and it's always
Yeah,
appreciated when you come through, man. I know how it's like. Things are rough out there.
Yeah.
Guinea Pig is feeling it
I always
too.
enjoy chilling with you guys.
Yeah, man. Oh, dude, it's always a blast hanging out with you.
Mhm.
Again, we got good people, good friends, and we're having, I think, pretty good conversations about the shit that we love. So, hell yeah. Everybody, thank you so much for being here tonight. Anything else, or we're gonna
No,
wrap this
that's
one
pretty
up
much
in a
it.
bow?
Thank you, everybody that's come through, and really do hope you had a good time. And if you can, please subscribe to our channels. I'm sure you're going to find other content over there that you're really going to enjoy if you enjoyed this toy stream.
Absolutely. Everyone have an awesome night.
Hey, Prime, what do you think Megatron's gonna do to Starscream?
Nothing gentle, I would say.
You better run, Mojito.
You what? I thought you said don't move.
That was before. Now, you run.